Whoa, okay. Oh, here we are, live. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another live stream here on the weekend. I am Dana.
I'm Chip.
And you are here with us in Idea Studio. Had a little blurb trying to get online earlier. It was a little miscombobulation. So how's everyone doing? Let me go to the chat real quick, see who we have with us today. BMP Chris, as always. What's going on, my friend? Oh, hold on, I gotta fire up the comments. There we go.
Are you sure that you wake up?
And maybe not, right? Dropping the impulse power and replenishing the lithium power coffee machine. Oh, nice little Star Trek reference. Impulse power, that lithium crystals. That's how they fuel warp drive.
What is that?
Hey, you don't know warp drive?
Huh?
And of course we have your Mojo with us. What's going on, Joe? How you doing today, man? So yeah, guys, a lot going on today.
Yesterday, actually.
Well, yesterday and then coming up over the weekend.
Yeah.
We're in the thick of it here in Bangkok now with our not a lockdown, as Jib prefers it to be called.
Now you can call it partial lockdown.
It's pretty wild lockdown. So for those of you guys who were, let me pull up the Discord server, because those of you guys who are on the members only Discord server, I was updating yesterday with the actual restrictions that they've placed on us here in Bangkok. So there's quite a few things going on. Let me pull up the Idea Studio server because I wrote it down there. In the Bangkok lockdown sub in the channel, Bangkok lockdown channel.
It's partial lockdown.
Well, I call it the channel lockdown. I mean, it is what it is. Hey, Richard, what's going on, man? Good morning, dude. How you doing? How's things with you? And then we got Deborah peeking in. Hey, Deborah, what's going on?
Hello.
Deborah wants you to try the cheeseburger pickles with the cheeseburger chips with a pickle chip.
Huh?
Like one cheeseburger chip, one pickle chip.
Like eat together?
Yeah.
Like a cheeseburger add pickle?
Chai crap.
That might be okay.
It's a dinner in a bag. All right, so yesterday the CCSA announced in their news briefing the following restrictions/recommendations. So all public transport will close at 9 p.m.
Yeah.
Starting today. Starting Monday.
So like they announced Friday, 4 p.m. So you have time to prepare. Like in case that you're in office and you're like, oh, we should work from home, then you have time to grab, I don't know, document, paper, whatever you need.
So all public transport will close at 9 p.m. That includes buses, BTS, MRT,
everything,
river boats, helicopters, everything that's public will close 9 p.m.
But you have bicycle.
I have bicycle, so I'm good.
In case that, in case of emergency, like you need to see doctor now, like you're very sick in the night, you're okay to go out. Because if police see you say, oh, I'm so sick, you in pain or you whatever, like so sick, you can go out, no problem. Or you can call hospital, hey, send me ambulance, I need help, like I broke my leg, something like that. No problem.
I got shot, stabbed.
That one, shot is a problem because when the case go to ER, hospital has to report to police.
Don't get shot. Or say it's something else. Jeff, what's going on? Cody, how are you, man? Cody, you in Sha'am still? Where'd you end up?
Say he stay there.
Yeah.
It'll be more fun.
Don't come back to Bangkok right now.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, give it some time. And to Deborah, to answer your question, why new restrictions? Yes, the Delta variant. Also, we've been having new cases like crazy. We've broken the record every day this week.
Yeah.
So yesterday was like 9,200 something. It was quite a bit. It was our first time ever. The day before that was 7,000, and that was record breaking as well. So every day we've been breaking more and more records. Today, 9,000. Is that yesterday or today?
Today.
9,326.
Today is 10.
Oh, is it 10?
Today, 10.
Oh, 10K.
No, 10.
Oh,
July.
today's the 10th. You're showing me the thing in Thai. And
You stay here long enough that you can guess. So new case is
Hold it up to the camera,
9,326. Was they see it? Yeah.
yeah.
But today break the record of the date.
Again.
91.
Oh, so
That's a lot.
we didn't break 10,000 new cases today, so that is good.
Next week.
Yeah, next week probably.
Because they predict like next week this will happen,
Yeah.
so please don't come out. Because you know the thing is, when this happened, the first time lockdown, like the first wave that happened here, people so aware, like okay, not come out, and you will see like not many of them that like still hang out outside the house.
Yeah.
But after a year that we stay with COVID, from what I see as I'm Thai, we kind of like chill out, like yeah, whatever. Okay, they order to wear masks. Okay, we wear masks, but under chin. So
Under
if
the
we
nose.
if we gonna step to BTS, okay, we bring it up. But when we stand in the train already, we just take it down and talk to the friend. That's what I see. And like when they walk around, they just don't care. Like okay, if no one gonna point to them, like hey, wear your marks, they don't. They just like put it here or put it here.
Yeah, it's been pretty lax.
And you know, on our street, like people grouping and drink.
Yeah, so we have a potential small outbreak of COVID on the soy, and someone died in one of the
From what I heard.
the low income.
No confirmed.
Based on what I saw the day that we heard that, I think yes.
Oh yeah, you see the wife, right?
A woman. I don't know that it's the wife, but crying
Sure.
and other women hugging, no masks.
Will you cry for someone that you don't love?
It depends. I mean, but anyway, let's get back to the restrictions. So yeah, we had a death on the soy and a small outbreak. And again, I saw them with no masks in their little apartment compound. So getting back into it, all restaurants and markets will close by 8 p.m. 2000. Public parks close at 8 p.m. 2000. All government offices are asked to work from home, and all private companies are asked to do the same. So actually, I wonder, am I going to be able to get to land transport and register the motorcycle? No? They're closed completely?
Not sure yet, but let's say if you have to ride it now and get caught,
Yeah.
police was like,
Just give me $100 baht.
he will like do it when it's open. You can say like the office not
Closed, yeah.
open and I have to go to get medicine for my wife. He was like, next time make it right, okay?
Yeah.
It might be like that if you say nice, like oh I'm so sorry, I know that it's not renewed, but it is urgent, I need to get medicine for my wife, like that. He will like okay, write down your name next time, don't
Don't F around.
because you know like for ID card they even like prolong it, like if mine expired today, it lasts on for another like I don't know 90 days, 6 months, something like that. So like okay, no need to come, keep it old one.
Cody's saying that in Hoi Hin he says mask usage is 95%.
That's good.
Like I said, we
at
see
least.
like most people wear it and then they just wear it like below their chin, but like in the market everyone will have it on. So like that's one, like if you go to like the market up on 17, everyone will be wearing it for the most part. I see the vendors kind of enforcing it. If someone like pulls it down to talk, I saw one of the vendors like you're the pork guy. Some lady was like talking and he was like mask.
Chai. So it depends on like how people are aware, like how many people around you that are aware about, you know. I can say like some of our neighbors are not really aware. But seems like
that's a nice way to put it.
Older people, elderly on the street, they all have at least one surgical mask on their face and wear it right. Even they just come out and like water the tree in the front. They're just like, okay, wear masks. and talk like at least one arm length. Like, okay,
Greg says Death on the Soy sounds like a horror movie, a thriller film.
not really.
So yeah, Frank brings up a good point. Government offices are supposed to be work from home. It's work from home to maximum capacity.
Yeah.
So I believe that they're trying to have at least some like open stuff. And I mean, I gotta say, it's like good for Mike and Gracie that we got their marriage done before this.
Imagine it was like, okay, let's wait until I don't know whatever. Like there will be like, this is a good example of don't wait when you can do things.
So this is not a curfew, but a hard suggestion.
So they asked, do not come out.
Yeah, don't leave your house between 9 p.m. and 4 a.m. 2100
if you want to get food, get it before 8. And if you gonna come out, walk around, do it before 9.
Chai crap.
So that means I supposed to water the tree in front of my house before 9 p.m.
Yes.
Not 2 a.m.
Not bring out the trash.
Not like 2 a.m. Like I asked someone to do that for me.
Sometimes. Well, luckily it's been raining a lot, so no need to water.
Yeah.
Rained 3 times yesterday.
It's cold. That's why I wear this today, because it's cold.
Only supposed to leave the home for essential reasons.
ใช่ใช่
No gatherings of more than 5 people.
Oh yeah, this one interesting. 5 people, because from what I see on our soy, it's like every group are more than 5.
Sometimes, and then so especially soy 17 at the corner there. That's I don't think they're ever less than 20 people.
I think they're like a community in that deep soy.
There's a restaurant on our soy that's not open, but a lot of people still hang out there even though it's not open, and just drink.
And that's the group of that guy who passed away.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Then this is all for the dark red, which is all of the surrounding provinces, Bangkok and everywhere around us. Now there will be. So they said in the CCSA briefing that there will be stricter prohibition on interprovincial travel, and they're going to set up checkpoints starting today. Actually.
Yeah.
So there'll be checkpoints between the dark red zones that you'll have to go through. Now, I don't know if they're just letting people go, they're just doing temp checks. They didn't say, they just said that there will be checkpoints.
They might ask, like, why you have to go? Because,
check your temp, like, oh, you're not hot, okay.
The thing is, because last week there's a net idol, Thai girl, who, like, fly from Bangkok to Chiang Mai. I guess that might be her hometown. And, like, from what they asked, is like, from the province order, she must stay in her house for 14 days, like isolate herself before come out, right? Because they don't have like a local quarantine. Like no need, because travel in the country. But when she landed there, go around, eat in many restaurants as she is like net idol and YouTuber.
So she was leaving evidence?
Yes, people go back on her IG and like where she visit, how many restaurants, and like I don't know, more than 10 restaurants has to close because of her. And like one temple, and in other province, like province next to Chiang Mai, Lamphun. So like she like visit there. Land there and go around for 2-3 days, I guess. And then she feels sick, so she go to check at the hospital, and yes, she tests positive for COVID. But like, she even took a photo with a boy, like not even 2 years old boy. So both of them no mask. It's like, oh my god.
It takes a special type of person to incriminate yourself on Instagram, when you know the government is going to use that against you.
But she might need like a to get like a sponsor. I don't know.
I'd find a different. I'd try not breaking into quarantine.
So it seems like people get angry on her because of
they should.
Like I guess Chiang Mai will try to be same as Phuket Sandbox, because they like there's a city for tourists, right?
Yeah.
So no tourists, no money. Understand that. But like
Yeah,
for
but we
for
see-
for
we see
their
how good the-
no for their province, it's like less number of infection
But we see how good the sandboxes work. They've already got infections day one.
from
Tourists.
tourists
Yeah.
who just land. So that means he infected outside the country.
Yeah, but who knows who he spread to before they caught? Hey,
No, he's still in hotel when he checked.
Emazakian, what's going on? Good morning, man. So, I'll say like, Chiang Mai.
Okay,
Is you-
go back to what you read, right?
Yeah.
This is the case that I try to
So-
explain
no,
why.
No, I get it, but that girl's gonna get in
No,
trouble.
I mean like
obviously.
why they try not to make you go other province.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Because
it's sensible
might
to not.
carry disease.
So with that, 80% of vaccines will be allocated to Bangkok going forward to try to vaccinate the highest density population area in the country.
For elderly like you?
No, so the priority is elderly, underlying disease.
Yeah.
No, sorry, frontline healthcare workers. Not elderly like you. So frontline healthcare
Yeah.
workers, elderly, underlying disease, and then
Yeah.
everyone else. That will be the priority. And then vaccines from the U.S. will be first allocated to healthcare workers for a booster.
Pfizer.
So we're getting Pfizer from the U.S. and that will be first choice for that is healthcare workers. Second is elderly, and third is underlying disease, both Thai and foreigner. Yeah, and then so that's really the crux of it. And then I saw Richard asked, does that mean no Grab food, Food Panda, etc. after 8 p.m.? Yes.
Yeah, you have to all order it early.
Yeah.
Plan your meal well.
Yeah.
So I would suggest you have like instant noodle
Yeah.
in your room.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
Or get some funny Thai chip flavors.
Yeah, that's help too.
You can check out our video for suggestions. Deborah says she has 5 people in her house, and that's fine. And so-
Family members,
yeah.
okay, but
Yeah.
like if they see you hang out with persons who look like not your family, you know, they were like, why you get together more than 5?
Yeah. So that like, if everyone lives together, say you have like 8 people living in the house, that's still fine.
Yeah, because you have to. How can
Yeah.
you move? No, right?
But it's like they don't want you having a party, whiling out.
yes,
getting
that
drunk,
type. That
yeah.
type. Like because Thai, I don't like to say we because I don't drink like them, but
Yeah.
like Thai like to hang out. You know, like
Like
if you live in apartment, let's say small apartment, you will come downstairs, have like a very big table or big chair that you sit like with 10 people and you start to drink, and then that's the point that they start to share the glass
Yeah.
of drink. And then when they eat, they don't use their own spoon, they share spoon
Yeah, it's all
also,
scooped from the main.
and they smoke same cigarette.
Yeah, so like we'll see it a lot. Like at the apartment building where the guy died, they'll just sit in front of the building with like the same little like stone chairs.
Yeah, that type.
And drink beer together, smoke,
Yeah.
and no mask.
Yeah.
And they're all like that apartment is in its own little like walled in area. But yeah, it's basically what they do. And then usually what you see is like all the guys hang out on the first floor, drink and smoke and eat and stuff. And then all the women hang up on the second floor and do the same at the
And
balcony. Yeah. And no mask, anything. So you can see them all from the soy. It's only like literally 3 meters off the soy. It's just set back a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so no grab food, no Food Panda after 8. And so like they're probably gonna take
Last
last
order maybe 7:30 maybe the last. So
Yeah.
you save to order like 6:30. It's better.
Let's see what we have here. Emazakian says Jib looks great in a hoodie, needs a mask, cute dog hair and tail. Oh yeah, classic Thai style.
What?
the cat's hair mask.
Ah! Yeah, I should, right?
Yeah. Okay, this is actually a funny one. Any of you two met a Thai person that tells you the earth is flat? I have
No.
never met a Thai flat earther. The only flat earthers I've ever met in Thailand are Americans.
Is that from Christian thing? Flat
Yeah,
Earth?
so a lot of the people who believe flat Earth, I don't know.
Where story start
Yeah,
from?
so I think a lot of them have like these other. Well, the story starts from them not having a good public education system wherever they're from and not understanding science. But then a lot of it does go back to according to this video I watched a few years ago that it goes back to them having like strong Christian beliefs. So a lot of them think that the Earth is only 6,000 years old.
Okay, if it's a story that you're gonna hear from Christian, then
No,
that's
no.
why we don't.
So the not all of them, right? And like a lot not, and again, it's there. A lot of them are making like this really weird interpretation of things, and it's like they think it's like 6,000 years old. And is it raining again? No, not yet. Soon, maybe. It's very dark out. So they think that the Earth is like a certain age, and then they somehow conflate that into like this flat Earth theory. So yeah, it's very strange indeed.
One question.
Yeah.
In American school,
Uh-huh.
did they teach you that the Earth is round?
Yes.
And then why some people still believe that the Earth is flat?
Well, I mean,
Because I try to think about what do I get from primary school. One is like what you call like history, social science, something like that. Like teacher will stand in front and tell the story. One is about Earth. Of course, she showed a picture of blue round planet.
so a lot of
It's
them have
round.
these.
I don't see it as one dimension. I see 3 dimension. Oh, okay, round, orange, like round like orange, not flat like coin. You said coin is 2 dimension anyway.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a complicated thing. I don't know how someone jumps in the flat Earth theories. They think there's a glass dome over the planet, and it's traveling upward at 9.8 meters per second squared in an infinite space.
Do they believe in gravity?
In the sun orbits around the flat Earth.
How can it call orbit if the Earth is flat?
Yeah, so there's a complete lack of science and
Is
physics
it a
understanding.
headache question?
Yeah. So yeah, no, Amazaki, no. We have never met one that I know. So yeah. What did this say? He had Sinovac and tested neg 72 hours before the flight. Oh, that's the guy who tested positive in Phuket. Jeff says Pfizer's saying we need a booster, but the experts are saying no. What do you think? I don't know. I haven't read enough about it to have an opinion on.
Oh, I heard it. I saw the news that like I think in US they say like Pfizer, like if you get Pfizer, you need a third Pfizer for booster.
Yeah, I've seen some people saying that you can get multiple vaccines and offer a wider range of
I
protection.
really like need to see
the
result, like not just opinion from expert, because like opinion is one thing, but like the data, real data from group of people is other thing.
Yeah, and
so Thai, for the Thai doctor, that I think it's right. It's a research like
now it's raining.
So they did it among Thai, only Thai.
Yeah.
So they find out that if you get the first 2 with the Sinovac, and then you get the third as AstraZeneca, like your immunity like way up to the sky, like it's the best cocktail from what they show. But I forget to check how many people in that data set.
Yeah.
So like I just see the graph, but I didn't like.
Yeah,
sorry,
we
I
don't
didn't
look at
check
the
like
data set,
the number. Sorry.
So I mean, if I had the chance to get another booster as like as another brand, I would for
when
sure.
they announce like a national level announce.
Yeah.
from CCSA team, I will get whatever they say I have to do, I do.
If I could get it before, I would. So I'm just saying. Deborah says stock up on T-Jib. Yeah, Greg, the bike's up and running.
Oh no, supermarket's still open, can get delivery, no
actually,
problem.
We have a delivery coming Wednesday. Yeah.
I stock instant noodle.
Yeah. Yeah, Greg, it's up and running. I just have to get it registered. But yeah, it's good to go. Actually, I saw a CRF the other day. I thought it was my old one in Bangkok, and Jim's like, "No, Greg has it in Chiang-Mai. It's probably all dusty, covered in soot from the last burning season." Hey, Craig, what's going on? Only 113 today. 11 seconds says great elaboration. If the world is flat, I can be there in 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
right?
You can ride your motorcycle here.
Yeah, Craig says definitely getting the Pfizer booster. Pfizer saying it will be needed to keep you safe from Delta and Lambda variants now too. Now, I was discussing with one of my friends earlier in the week. We're having quite a back and forth about ivermectin, which is an anti-parasitic drug.
I watched the news. They said Indonesians stock it up.
Yeah. So a lot of countries. So this is the thing. There's been some research published of like a meta-analysis of field reports. Like there's been no real clinical trials on it yet that have been reported, but like GPs and internists are doing what GPs and internists are supposed to do. If they see that a drug may have benefit and there's few side effects, they will prescribe it. Right? It doesn't mean that it solves the problem. It means that they're seeing that it may work and there's little downside to trying it. And that's why they get all these incomplete data sets and things like that when I was looking at the meta-analysis. Right? It's cheap enough that it's available in most countries, and it shows to have some antiviral properties. The only real side effect is if you are laden with parasites, you can get neurotoxicity from the drug because it kills parasites. So I mean, I've seen some other reports on that, and there's some people misrepresenting the quality of the data, right? So they're not clinical trials that are being reported on there. They're the data collected in the field, because again, this is what GPs, this is what internists are supposed to do. They're supposed to find what benefits their patients potentially, and assess the risk, and then potentially give it out or not. And so I think it's interesting, and it could be a potential treatment. But I mean, as a comparison, and it's funny because my friend was calling this a false equivalency, and it's not. It's a very similar situation. Like years ago, doctors saw that vitamin C helped with the treatment of tuberculosis. And so they were giving high-dose vitamin C to patients thinking that this was going to cure them. Now, when clinical trials were done, what they found was that vitamin C enhanced other treatments for tuberculosis. It didn't actually cure it. So it was something in conjunction, which is what you find when you do clinical trials and and real research is done and peer-reviewed and people try to replicate it. So it's easy to say, like, hey, they're prescribing it in India, they're prescribing it in Latin America, it must work. Look at they've potentially reduced mortality, when in reality, like, you can't make those jumps on weak data, right? It's very interesting data, but it's not compelling scientifically. You need to have a clinical trial for it to be compelling, to be able to say, hey, this is a cure. Now, again, if you have the income, you don't have any underlying disease, and you want to take it, not a bad suggestion.
This is why I love you.
Why is that?
Because we talk with the fact.
Yeah, I mean,
with the data.
One of the good things about us is that we both, we were both researchers, and we both spent a lot of time, way too much time, reading academic. Never read I actually read the whole paper. Like, there was a video summary of the paper, but I use I've got a plugin for Chrome called Unpaywall, so I was able to download the paper. It would, like, in 2 searches later, I found out in open access anyway. But it's actually a very good meta-analysis. They used really good techniques. They used really good analysis tools and grafting. However, I felt like their their conclusion was optimistic based on their data, since the vast majority of their data sets were self-classified as very low quality. So that's like one of the things that you have to look at the quality of the data. And the reason it's low quality isn't because because they weren't actual studies. They were field usage, right? These are doctors reporting results from their usage. Again, this is what GPs, this is what medical doctors, like general practitioners, are supposed to do. They see a potential cure.
They see something.
Yeah, it's a potential therapeutic treatment. Okay, and it was published in a really good journal too. This meta-analysis was in the U.S. Journal of Therapeutics, which is a very high quality journal with an impact factor of like 2.6.
It's like how someone will like really run the real research,
Yeah,
like get like minimize other like factors that like intervene this like study. Like if they make a good one and they say, oh, this that medicine help, okay, I will go get it, no problem.
And like I said, because like neither of us are inundated with parasites and we don't live in a high risk area for parasites. Like you eat a lot of salmon, so maybe you. But we could easily go and like get ivermectin at the pharmacy and take it if we felt it was
maybe
necessary.
Now it's like sold out.
Maybe. Yeah. So Frank's gonna try. You have what, Johnson & Johnson, Frank, is what you guys got the first time, and you're gonna try from Moderna or Pfizer. Oh, and you want to get both, Moderna and Pfizer while you're back. Frank's like the Thanos of vaccines. He's getting all of them.
Wait, first time what?
Johnson & Johnson, I think.
Okay, you get Johnson & Johnson, and now you want to collect other two more. And they have like a Novavax or something.
Novavax,
that's gonna come out, but not like in the market now.
Bean says he thinks the UAE gave Pfizer shots to those who received Sinovac.
UAE.
Yeah, so Sinovac has the lowest efficacy rate right now, from what I saw, 58%, I believe, as the efficacy rate, and they don't believe it has any effect on Delta or Lambda variants. But
so like it cannot like help you from infection. Like if you go out, you still can get infection, but you're not gonna get like a bad sickness or date. That's what they say.
Yeah.
So like whatever vaccine you can get, you get it, and then you still keep the same behavior, like wear masks, clean your hands often, don't eat outside when you see other people. So like even when we gonna like take a sip of water, we look around like, is there any other person around us? And like we kind of like get in somewhere in the corner, take off the mask and drink quick, and then wear mask again, that type.
Yeah, Craig brings up a good point too. When HIV was first being known, after various drug trials, they decided on a cocktail of drugs. Yeah, and I also, before they even understood what HIV was, they thought it was cancer. I mean, this is back in the 80s. They were treating it as like a type of cancer. Early on, before they identified the virus. This is maybe 70s or 80s when they were seeing like the first cases. They hadn't really identified.
Tom Hangin in a movie.
Before that, yeah, Philadelphia. Before that, like in the era before that, at that point in the movie, they had identified what HIV and AIDS were.
Oh, okay.
It was still like in its infancy as far as understanding, but like maybe like a decade prior to that, they were misdiagnosing HIV or AIDS, full-blown AIDS, as something else.
Okay. Who knows?
Is it proven or money? I guess, yeah, like when you talk about drugs, right? Unfortunately, money plays a big role in the development.
Yeah,
like that's one of the things that my friend was arguing about, or making an argument for. We weren't arguing. He was making an argument for the fact that ivermectin, I'm saying it wrong, I apologize, is it's off patent, right? So there's very little financial incentive to do clinical trials if it's off patent. Because you can, like, metformin is one of the drugs I take. I'm not diabetic, but I take it as part of my anti-aging.
Because you're crazy.
Jib thinks I'm a little crazy, but I do take it. There's been considerable clinical trials for metformin on anti-aging. And so it's off patent. Yeah, so the little girl who looks 20 years younger than me. Yeah.
No other supplement, no medicine, nothing. Just
drink
eat.
water. And
Just
she has
eat, sleep.
superior genetics. Whereas I'm basically a walking pharmacy. I have everything running through me. But yeah, there's been numerous clinical trials on that over the years, but they were done by like private institutes that funded it, not drug companies, because it's been off patent for decades.
So that means that metformin help from like a telomere not to shorten your gene or what?
Yeah, that's part of it. It does strengthen genes. It's also shown to improve resistance to certain other diseases. And of course, having a lower blood sugar consistently throughout the day
Eat less.
is good for overall health.
Just eat less.
That too. Well, that's actually one of the big things you can do for longevity is a highly restricted
If you do
diet.
Japanese way, they just say eat 80% of your stomach capacity. If you're a little hungry, it's okay.
Japanese people also use panties out of vending machines. So I'm not sure how much stock I'm going to put in what they say. It's true.
That amount.
Probably for sure. Yeah, Craig's right. Nothing's probably for sure in life, but I won't stop me from making my own choice. Yeah, for sure. Right? No doubt, man. No doubt. Like, we're adults, right? And fortunately, we live in a time and a place where we can make choices and we have access to things that a lot of other people wouldn't. So, like, fortunately, like here, like because of the way medicine is in Thailand, I can get stuff OTC here that I could not get OTC in the U.S., you know, and vice versa. So we all have options, man. We all have options. Paul, what's up, man? It was the same with hydroxychloroquine pushed by Trump. You hear nothing about. Yeah, I mean, again, like that. He was making those claims before it was even. I think before anyone even thought about it.
How is he now?
Trump. But yeah, the hydroxychloroquine thing is, again, if doctors were prescribing it, you know, it's because they thought that it could potentially help, but there was no trials ever done on it. Once they did do testing on it, they realized it was fairly ineffective. Again, I remember there were people taking, there's some type of chemical with a very similar name to hydroxychloroquine, and I remember there was a couple who took it. It was like a fish tank cleaning chemical. And they thought it was the same thing, and they took it and died. Yeah. Yeah, I know. So one of my buddies, New York Hardcore, he comes on here, Todd. He'll come in the chat sometimes. He's got some underlying medical issues, right? So he's not taking the vax if he doesn't have to. So he moved back to Phuket just so he's surrounded by a higher percentage of vaccinated people.
Yeah, if he like stay in a place that most of people get vaccine, he's like just 5% that not get it, he should be safe.
And Mizaki asks, how does a vegan get sufficient zinc and good content so far? So I'm going to say, I'll briefly say, I'm not going to say I'm vegan anymore, simply because there's too many toxic shitbags in the vegan community that, you know, they want to hold everyone up to some like unrealistic standard, or they want to argue about everything. Oh, Joe, thank you for the coffee, my man. Much appreciated. Cheers,
Thank you,
sir.
Joe.
Cheers. Oh, that's good coffee. Yeah, so I'm just not gonna even say I'm vegan anymore. Like, I don't want to be associated with that community. It's too toxic. You know, I'm just gonna eat what I want to eat, and if that just happens to be all vegetables, so be it. But yeah, I don't want to like just get involved in like all that online BS about like vegan stuff or whatever. And you know, if I accidentally eat a little bit of fish sauce in my somtam, I don't want to have a fist fight with some like neo-Nazi vegan who thinks that they're better than me. So you know, it is what it is, man. But I take a multivitamin, which reminds me I have to replenish my multivitamin. I take a multivitamin every day to round out anything I may miss in my diet. Zinc among that, but I also eat a lot of vegetables. Like I try to eat kale, spinach. I mix kale powder in with my kale and spinach powder with my oatmeal. So there's a lot of zinc in those greens and those concentrate powders. But you know, yeah, it is what it is. Zinc's an important one though, for sure. Does a lot of good things. Gator Jake, what's up? How's things in Florida, my friend? Actually, all you guys in Florida, how'd you make out with the hurricane? All still alive, I see. You all good? Frank's going for the hat trick on vaccines. 3. He wants all 3.
Ah.
Hey,
Wow.
Sam, what's going on, man? How's things in Prachani Wet?
Oh, the pilot Sam?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah, he's still out there in a great neighborhood, Prachani Wet.
Oh, I missed that neighborhood.
Yeah, tree line shit. Any of you guys are ever going to move to, for those of you guys moving to Bangkok, if you want to live like outside the hustle and bustle of it all, I cannot recommend a better neighborhood than Prachani Wet. I mean, it's in the middle of, it's north of Chatuchak. It's not the middle of nowhere, but it's just a great,
It's between
quiet.
Chatuchak and Don Mueang.
Yeah, and it's past Lot Prao. The only problem is getting into the city. So if you drive, there's traffic everywhere, and they have a train now, but you have to take the train to Mochit 2 and then switch, and then it's a whole process. But yeah, amazing neighborhood, great night market, good food.
And there's a good market.
Yeah.
Remember Bon Marché?
Bon Marché, and then there's also like a
big
top.
supermarket.
There was a Tops in our condo building where we live. So
yeah. Oh, I miss it.
Great hood, but it's just so the convenience of living there does not exist.
To come into the city and then to go back home from the city is kind of pain.
We actually looked
if
at.
you have to go out every day, it's pain for sure.
We had actually looked at getting a building in that area. There was some options, but it was like the whole idea of the convenience of like having to come into the city or being near the train. It just did not exist out there, unfortunately. Yeah. Deborah says her doctor recommended Moderna. I don't want Johnson & Johnson because blood clots. And so that's a big concern for a lot of people, the blood clots. Again, I don't have issues, so I'll take whatever. And I take aspirin daily for as a blood thinner, preventively, not because I have to. Again, Jib thinks crazy. But yes, I take baby aspirin daily, so I'm not super concerned for blood clots. Sam gets second Sinovac July 21st. Nice.
Yo.
I get second AstraZeneca on September 22nd. Jib, when's yours?
16, I guess.
Yeah, Sam, I took the first one I could get as well. Luckily, for me, it was AstraZeneca, not Sinovac. Jib,
16 September.
Jib couldn't choose, and so she was given. She was given.
I'll get.
She was given AstraZeneca.
Because for my friend, she's still waiting to get SMS to call her to get vaccine.
Yeah, so we were just lucky.
Because she choose Icon Siam, yeah. Lots of people want to go to
Who's that, Fawn?
Oh.
Well, she lives near it.
Other house near there. But think about people who would like to go to the convenient place, right? Why not Icon Siam? They don't check your ID, like where do you live. They're just like, okay, where you want to go. You choose the station you want to go.
So
I pick should be here, the small one and far from other things.
Yeah, True Digital, and I had to go to Payatai too to get it.
Not many options for a foreigner.
Foreigner, yeah.
But all staff speak English, right?
Yeah, for the most part. I mean,
they don't have to speak, but
everyone spoke enough English.
Yes, and all the sign is English, and so they prepare.
They had people MCs with microphones calling out numbers and that spoke English, directing people, and then all the staff spoke enough English. I mean, it wasn't an issue. It wasn't an issue.
But for a vaccine station for Thai, it's everything announced in Thai. Every signs are in Thai, so it was difficult for you. So that's why they set up foreigner, go here.
And Chris brings up a good point. You're saying that a round of both tech types gives the best chance in the long run, Astra and JJ. So talking about viral vector or dead virus and then mRNA. So combining the different methodologies for vaccine will potentially give the best protection. I still have concerns over mRNA. We don't really have long-term studies with that type of vaccine. I would still take it. Don't get me wrong.
If we have to.
Yeah, if we have to. I got the AstraZeneca, which is vector, and then Sinovac is probably the safest, right? It's damaged viral load. So those are the two safest that we have the most data on. Deborah said they treated my sister when she was in the hospital with COVID for 3 months with doxycycline and other drugs, but she is learning to walk, get physical respiratory therapy. Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, again, like that's what general practitioners or doctors are supposed to do for their patients, is treat them with what they feel is the best option. So again, if a doctor's choosing that, they have a reason, right? Like I wouldn't second guess, like especially in an emergency situation,
Yeah.
right? They've got to do.
If it's like
Yeah.
from doctor order, I would take whatever. No
Yeah.
problem.
I mean,
no
like,
question.
in an emergency situation, if otherwise, I'll play an active role in my own medical treatment and make choices for myself. I'm never going to give recommendations to someone else, not even to Jib. Jib does.
No
medically-
need for
Yeah.
baby aspirin.
Yeah,
No need for metformin.
so Jib's giving recommendations to me now, right? But I'll make choices for myself, right? Like I take, drugs and supplements for me. Jib does for her, but like I'm not trying to
That's
give.
why I don't take anything.
Jib just drinks water, but I'm not trying to give recommendations to other people. I don't want anyone to think that. I'm just sharing my opinion and on data and research that I saw. If you want to take something, take it. But like if your doctor tells you to take something in an emergency situation, 100%.
Yeah, if it's emergency.
Yeah, 100% take it.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, and if you're comfortable reading and evaluating scientific data, have fun. Like Jim and I both did it for work for a long time. It's definitely
And now
not
we
fun.
do it for fun. To throw each other.
Yeah, it definitely. We do send papers back and forth to each other and give each other a hard time, but yeah.
In case that someone missed something in some paragraph.
Sometimes we argue over the validity of the graphing, right? Or like what the data set looks like. Gator Jake says, use panties out of a vending machine. Pardon me, sir. Yeah, that's a thing in Japan.
It's a new, not used.
I think they're used.
No.
Hey, Mr. Mitch, how you doing today? How's things where you're at? Sam said he's trying not to eat anything packaged in Mylar.
What is Mylar?
Yeah, what's up? What's that all about, Sam?
What is Mylar?
Mylar is like a artificial material. Fish sauce and samsam. You have betrayed the human race. Dude, that's the way vegans respond to stuff. So what really spurred this in my mind was I was in a few vegan groups on Facebook, and people just started ranting on like restaurants like not having vegan options, like not having enough vegan options, not having any vegan options. And to me, I'm like, just eat somewhere else. Like pick a place that has options. Like
go to the vegan restaurant.
Yeah, or go to so that's what someone said. Like why would you even eat somewhere that served meat? In my mind, I'm like, those are the only places we tend to go to, because Jib will eat vegan food if it's something that she really wants. Like there's things she likes that are vegan, but 9 times out of 10 she wants to eat something not vegan.
I like meat.
Yeah, but to be honest, like 50-50, you might eat a vegetarian meal that just has cheese or egg or whatever, right? And then the other half of the time you want something with meat. But for me, I don't care. Like if that's what Jib wants to eat, we know enough restaurants to go to that serve both, right? And those are the places we love. One of our favorite Chinese restaurants, we've talked about MSG Heaven is what I call it, because they put so much MSG, our faces go numb.
So like I cannot feel like here.
Yeah, my nose or my ears go numb.
Until here, like I can slap my face.
My eyelids are throbbing. But they have a vegan and a non-vegan menu. And I posted about that place in one of the vegan groups once, like, hey, if you guys don't know, try this out. It's in the basement of MBK. And I got roasted. Like, why would you go somewhere that cooks meat? Who knows what they're putting in your dish? Like, I'm going to the restaurant because they make good food. I'm going to trust that the cook isn't throwing prawns in my vegan food or throwing beef in.
I don't know, like, if you don't have like a food allergy, like serious food allergy, that if you eat something you're gonna die, I think.
Yeah,
why it's such an important like.
Like fish sauce. Like if I get fish sauce, I don't make a big deal when I go to the Samtam shop, right?
So you say, okay, it
Yeah.
smells fish sauce.
Yeah, like I don't ask, I don't look. I mean, look. I mean,
And you still my pasta
I did.
Even he know there's a shrimp paste. I told him, babe, this is a shrimp paste with the store
Those
bean.
beans were still good though.
He's like, okay, I will eat just a bean. No, it's like the sauce that they stir fry with it. It's like shrimp paste. So, oh, it's okay. You still eat it because he wants it.
And then here's the
And
other.
it's not killing him.
Yeah, look, like I can't eat dairy, right? And,
That's what I know.
like it just my body can't digest it at all, and if I have any, I'm in a rough place. So that's the one thing I'm really strict about, but not because it's like I need to be super vegan. It's like I want to be able to make it home before I ruin myself or.
I know that. That's why I
Yeah.
never make joke of that because it's like it's life and death of that.
It feels like life and death. we always have to have charcoal on hand in case something happens. But and then here's the other thing. Like I said there was a couple of vegan restaurants that I didn't think were that good. And people were like, "Oh, you can't talk bad about vegan restaurants because we need them all to be like options."
Oh
Like,
my god, it
like,
sounds
up
like
your
religion.
game. It does. Like look, if their food sucks, their food sucks. Up your game. Like it's not my fault. The best vegan food in Thailand comes from in Bangkok comes from restaurants that serve both vegan and non-vegan. Right? It's a fact. I mean, there's some really good vegan restaurants like Nourish Cafe. Our friend Tammy owns. It's fantastic. Like some of the best sandwiches out there. Holy Burger, where I order the spinach burger from, really good. There's some other ones that are very popular in like very premium locations that people know about that suck.
BK.
BK has the good burger, yeah. I mean, like, but I'm saying like you know the place I'm talking about in Tongla. I don't want to say the name.
Yeah.
But it's not good. Their food is really, really crappy. So actually, I'm upset because Tammy used to make the best vegan mac and cheese, but nutritional yeast is so expensive now. They had to take it off the menu because it's an import only item.
Huh.
And she said since COVID, she was telling me that the price is like tripled, which obviously makes for them almost impossible to sell that item.
Yeah.
But yeah, their mac and cheese was so good. Yeah, I'm done ranting. So yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm vegan anymore. I just like to eat plants, whatever.
Maybe you start say Chang diet.
Yeah, I'll call it the Chong diet. I only
Yeah.
eat,
You start new thing, Chang diet.
yeah, Chong diet. Gay Jake says we had more rain and more storms 2 days prior to the storm than the actual.
What?
Wow, the hurricane that they had. And
So rain 2
Yeah.
days before a hurricane come. Do you have boat, Jake, in your house, just in case?
We got crazy rain yesterday. And I'm sure in Florida, like when you guys get these storms, it rains like it rains here, if not more.
Yesterday is like in the afternoon. Yeah.
Morning, afternoon, and night it rains.
Morning, not sure, but I
Yeah,
remember
no, it was
afternoon.
wet when I went out.
I water the tree.
Uh,
I water every morning. Ka.
Pachani Wet misses us. We miss Pachani Wet.
Oh, and now they have Japanese fabric shop in Bon Marché.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
Like only Japanese that they import. It's like,
Oh, that dark red line's not open yet, Sam? It's opening soon?
so the one that was Samianari,
Yeah, I thought Wasami
Is that-
Nari MRT was already open.
is that open, Sam?
I guess he's saying soon.
Huh?
But it was opening soon when we left 3 years ago.
Hi. Maybe we go back to retire there, no?
Yeah, it's a beautiful, like I said, it's great neighborhood, beautiful buildings, great people. Like neighborhood-wise, like we didn't have the issues that we have here. There's one old douchebag in our building that used to argue with over the gym machines. But other than that, it's a great place. Good security guards in our building.
Yeah, they're nice.
A pool that never worked. The pool was filled with water, and then when they drained it out, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's leaking like a million gallons a week into the ground. We have to not use this anymore." And Sam, they ever fix that pool? And nice parking garage. So like we didn't drive, but like if you drove, there's ample room for parking.
Well, not for a motorcycle.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not enough motorcycle parking. And then I would like race my motorcycle up into the parking garage and just zip around. And the lady would complain and yell at Jib, like, why does your husband drive the motorcycle in the parking garage?
Yes.
She would like try to chase me. I'd just throttle away from her. But yeah, it's obvious who it was, like the big dude driving the tiny bike. Looked like, what would you say, like the bear at the zoo? At the circus?
Yes. The bear with bicycle.
Yeah, with my little MSX, or Honda Gram, what do you guys call it in the U.S.? Oh my God, homemade strawberry margarita. Oh, fresh strawberries probably. Yeah, strawberries are...
Strawberry here expensive
in
and
America,
sour.
strawberries are like nice and sweet.
So like here it's sour, then we eat with the pika. It's always a sugar mixed with chili and salt.
Craig used to take 2 of those 500 milligram bear tabs. Bear's aspirin. No, I take a 82 milligram low dose aspirin. Oh, Bear's
Is it
the same.
SD1?
Bear's the same company that makes this.
It's a big company, Bear.
Yeah, big. But yeah, no, I take the low dose aspirin.
500 milligram, maybe your stomach has like irritate.
Gage said, I think Sinovac sucks, but it punches the Thai Vax passport stamp, so that works okay. Yeah, I mean, look, it's better than nothing, and like you said, it gets you into Thailand, so yeah, go for it. Just don't come to Bangkok. We're on lockdown.
Yeah, hang out in Phuket, you'll be okay.
Yeah, go to Phuket. Wait until they lift the restrictions. You can go out after 8 p.m. here. Get food after 8. We want people to come to Bangkok, but my recommendation is for
now.
Not the best place.
Unless you have like a very nice hotel or apartment to stay in the night time, like you enjoy the view, that's okay.
Yeah.
But if you live somewhere like not a good view, no window, then that sucks.
Yeah. So we have it okay here.
So
we get
for
a lot
us,
of natural light.
we can stand like outside and can see the sky, can see the moon, enjoy the wind. Get some mosquito bite before coming in the house, that type.
Have our little garden. I'll say that was like, for the most part, like what I didn't like about condo life was like going out into the hallway every day and just being like your first thing when you leave your place is into unnatural light. Except for when we lived in Monterey, right?
That's the price you pay.
Yeah, we'd walk onto the roof every day. So our front door went onto the roof, so it's like sunlight, big garden. And then, only like 3 neighbors up on the roof with us. So it was like perfect. And then beautiful view of the city.
Yeah.
And like really...
Then you have to take elevator, wait for a long time because it's
that
all...
Sucked. And then, like, I would never press the button for the top floor, like when I'm in the elevator with people. Because I did one time, and there was like some American chick in my building. And she's like, oh, you live up in the penthouse? I was like, no. And she made it really weird. It was like an awkward situation.
Someone asked me about it too.
Yeah, and I'm just like, So now I would just press like the like one of the higher floor buttons. I'd wait for someone else to press the button first, and then I would press, and then go up, and then just like wait a second and go up to the top. Like, not that big a deal. But yeah, because I don't think I never met anyone who lived on the floor below 25. So
I don't know.
But people would always go up to like 19, 20, and I'd just like go like 21 if they did that. 19 watching, 12 likes. Give it the thumb! Give it the thumb! Thank you, Joe. Here we go. Craig says, Thailand used to sell before 30 milligram laws for aspirin.
Oh, 30
my doctor
milligram?
flipped my 1,000 milligram a day habit. It was like crack, man. Had to stop, though. So, yeah, now...
1,000 milligram of aspirin?
So...
How can you stop bleed?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Would you like cooking and you're like
and bleed out.
And like
yeah, so actually the low dose is controlled here. You have to have a prescription. So I buy it online and have it shipped, or like I have friends like Greg Maganj sent me some
maybe
as well.
He can ship something else for you too.
It brought me like a few years worth. Yeah, no, yeah. Greg will. He'll bring back. I can't do those edibles. Ever since Eric, I gotta stay away. I'm so afraid. I've told this story 1,000 times. I'm not gonna tell it again. But yeah, I literally thought I was dying.
Stop saying.
There we go. Where are we in the chat?
ไหน
His bean. We could choose either, but then again, it was between Pfizer and Moderna only. I've gotten the later, good for peace of mind, but still didn't save me from doing quarantine here. Still 6 days to go.
Huh.
Yeah, that's a tough one, man. Quarantine's definitely no fun.
Where are you been?
Yeah, where are you doing quarantine right now? Where's your hotel? 6 days in. But you know, some ASQs are better than others.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gator Jake, yeah, man. Personal choice. We do what we do. We gotta be responsible for our own
Own choice.
for our own choices, our own actions, right?
Yes.
Mylar wrapping, potato chip bags, candy wrapper, etc. Oh, it's the foil.
อ๋อเหรอ
Is that just a dietary choice, or you have some issue with Mylar, Sam?
Well, then it's difficult to get like processed food, right?
Yeah.
But where Sam lives, it's easy to get fresh cooked no matter what.
Here comes Senior Frank with the key knowledge.
Huh?
Use panties in a vending machine is a thing, but it's not common, only in really specific areas.
Oh my God, Frank.
Frank with that clinch knowledge when you need it. Yeah, Chris, I'm wondering the same thing. I'm wondering, I'm thinking it might be more the food inside Mylar, right? So it might be more like the candy bars, the potato chips that he's talking about.
Maybe it's like some food has interaction with that.
Mr.
What?
Can you tell me exactly what area is asking for a friend, Senior Frank? Yes, asking for friend. Yeah, can we get that information, Frank? We need to.
Oh no! Your father died.
Chai crop, long time ago.
Oh my.
Nothing wrong with Mylar, but the foods they generally contain are highly processed. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like the Mylar itself is pretty safe from what I understand, but yeah, the food in Mylar are very questionable. We still have potato chips that we didn't eat from that video that we're still like trying to make our way through.
Jam helping.
Yeah, Jam's helping a lot because I see the pile dwindling. But we only ate a couple chips out of each bag. But man, it was a lot more than I thought it was gonna be. Like by the time we were done, I was really like bloated.
You talk too much.
No, I mean from the chips.
Oh, okay.
Went to the #1 Indian buffet here, Monsoon, the other day. Awesome, plenty of vegetarian-only dishes, epic food, so fresh. Cooks greet at every table. Yeah, I love Indian food, man. Like if you're vegan or vegetarian, such great options. Jib, not a fan of like the level of spice they
Yeah,
use.
I don't like some spice, like just small amount is okay, but like a lot of it in food, I feel like it's too much for me. No matter, like maybe some, like okay, most in Indian, right? And even some Thai food, like I don't like it.
Yeah, so when we go to Mamak food, what did you usually get in Malaysia when we went to the Mamak place? Just the chicken, right?
Yeah, rice with chicken.
The biryani.
Is that the
Yeah, I think it's the biryani.
yellow
Yeah.
rice?
Yeah.
That one is
Oh.
okay.
Sam and Pachani Wet.
Oh,
Hey,
thank you, Sam.
The coffee all the way from Pachani Wet.
Yo.
Oh, it's too bad V Cafe went out of business over in Building 1.
Oh.
Yeah, P2 had a nice little cafe full of like little knickknacks. Thank you, Sam. Very much apprecited. But yeah, I love Indian food. Jib's not as big a fan. If you ever go to
No.
Malaysia, Mamak food is like Indian Muslim food that they serve in Malaysia. It's so good. Roti, naan, dal, like all those things are like the go-to. I used to love I would get like naan bread or roti shanai, which is like their savory roti made with margarine, not butter, and because they make so much of it, and they're like $1 each, and then they would throw like covered in dal, which is like so good, like their yellow lentils,
อ้วนไหม
mak, and then they would. I love the
You know, like when he started to work there, no tummy at all. After 2 years back and forth, Malaysia, Thailand, he has to change the pants.
This is true. But I'll say the Mamik
Because I
food,
go back to see your photo.
yeah, the Mamik food was really good though. I'll say this: if you like that type of food, Malay Mamik food, amazing. Jib only.
I
gets,
like the one with banana leaf with
yeah,
rice
that's
and other.
yeah, Indian
what is
straight
that
Indian.
called?
That's just Indian banana leaf.
When we went with the Mahisan,
Myosin, yeah.
the squeeze. I think he ordered squeeze for me.
Yeah.
That one so good.
Mm. Yeah, and then that one we went to with Myosin, they have like a special type of
I don't
rice that's
know.
like polished.
I don't know what it called.
Yeah.
That one,
Yeah.
so nice.
Yeah,
the
but-
squeeze,
Yeah, banana
fry.
leaf. Yeah.
That one I like.
Everyone's going back forth.
โอ้กุ้งผัดสตอ
What is that? In Thai?
So he said the
Couple
the how to cook
Oh.
the green bean
Oh, yeah.
with shrimp.
Yeah, I like that one. It was good.
Yeah, and
bean.
he still my star bean.
Jim was like, "Oh, try this one." I was like, "Oh," and then she's like, "No, it has chili paste." I started eating it. Then she's like, "No, it has shrimp paste."
Yeah. And he still it from May.
I tried to make like San Francisco garlic noodles the other day at the house, and so I bought a mortar and pestle so I could crush the garlic into a paste. But I don't know. I think I messed up big time because it was way too salty, and I got sick, and I was like up all night, not feeling good. But it's supposed to be like a little bit creamy, a little bit like umami. I think I just added too much Golden Mountain sauce, and it became like super salty.
Ah.
Yeah.
So you know when you cook, you taste it when it's super hot. You have to make it less salty than you want.
Yeah.
Because when it's cold, the real flavor will come.
I think in retrospect, what I did was I added too much of the Golden Mountain. I think like just 1 or 2 squirts would have been enough.
ใช่ใช่
And also, the other thing I messed up.
Uncooked pasta?
No,
That's
so,
you mean?
So I cooked the pasta in a frying pan with just a little bit of water, so that I could get like that really starchy water to add to my sauce and make the emulsification. And I salted the water, and I shouldn't have.
It's salted water also.
Yeah. So my noodles were salty as well. So I messed up on that. And I want to do it again, but I'm going to wait a little bit.
So talk about diet as dietitian. So too much concentration in something always make you sick. No matter it's like if you drink like glucose in some taste, like you just drink straight glucose with water,
which is nasty.
Which is like okay, it should be like sweet, right?
Tastes like bad Sprite.
But like if it's too concentrate, you vomit for sure.
Yeah, but this I just put too much salt. It was super umami. It was
and I already told him that, and he said, "No, it's fine."
So yeah, it was. Yeah, and I ate it, and then I was like, "Oh, I don't."
He
feel
made
good.
his own choice.
I did, and I should have listened to Jim. So it was like super garlicky, super umami, super
Jim
creamy.
always right.
I won't say always, but majority of time, Jim turns out to be right. The situations like this where I'm like, I should have listened to Jib, that was too salty. But nothing I could do at that point. I already cooked it. Right? So it was like either waste a bunch of noodles or
No,
not.
you might like add some water, heat it again, and just get some noodle, and you add garlic later, make it flavor later.
But it was good. Just not good
just
for me.
Get sick.
Yeah. Milkshakes for Jib and Dana. Use time to see how it runs first.
Milkshake?
You ever had like a real thick milkshake?
If you go to
Swenson's makes it, right?
Yeah, Swenson has it.
Hey guys, are there still Swenson in the U.S.? I feel like that wasn't really a popular thing when I was in. Like I only ever saw one that I can remember.
You don't eat dairy. You don't know.
No, but like in like the only one I remember seeing was like 20 years ago in Boston, but they're everywhere here. Swenson's, yeah.
Everywhere here.
They serve food, right? Not just ice cream.
No, ice cream.
Only ice cream.
Coffee.
Oh. But
Ice
not
cream.
like cake, right?
ice cream cake,
Yeah.
not like baked cake.
Mr. Mitch, and your worst pizza on the planet these days comes in full biodegradable cardboard and edible utensils. Yeah, I mean, pizza should come in cardboard. The cardboard helps it like not get soggy. But yeah, I remember some really weird pizza containers back in the day.
Like what?
There was a place in there was a place in Boston that used to have like a plastic box.
Plastic box?
Yeah, and it could break off into like plates for the individual slices. Oh, damn.
Interesting.
Sam says the pool has been fully refurbished and filled and now closed due to pandemic.
Yeah.
It was closed for years and years. They were like, oh, we're going to fix it, never fixed it.
Yeah.
Now, luckily, there was a pool at the, there's a government fitness center not far from Prachani Wat. You can walk there like 5 minutes. And on the other side of Prachani Wat Nung. And they had a full Olympic pool that you could swim in for 15 baht. In a running track. 40 baht a year to join that place. And we used to do ballroom dancing there.
That.
Yeah. And
let's move back.
yeah, so we used to do dancing classes there. And I will tell you what, my legs hurt every time we would come back from dancing class from wearing the heels, because men's dancing shoes have like a 1-inch heel. And like afterwards, like my calves would just be throbbing.
No, not that bad.
It says Jib. And
I wear 2.5 inches.
Yeah, Jib used to dance like competitively in school. So like, we're on very different skill levels. Jib knew all the steps before we started. I had to learn everything from scratch. And the old guy who would teach me is always like, no. 1, 2, smooth. 1, 2, smooth.
So that's ballroom for sure, if it's smooth.
And then Jib's like, no, can do cha-cha.
Yeah, it's fun.
Then I end up Jib would have to dance with like more advanced people, and I have to dance with all the old aunties that are learning with me.
So you have to learn basic first. Then you not step on my
feet. Yeah. Greg says 8 p.m. time, 200 milligrams to start. 8 p.m. edible. 200 milligram, dude. That's you have some tolerance, Greg. I don't. Like I said, 5 milligram was like kicking my ass.
If snake bite him.
The snake gets high?
Yeah.
Bear owns Monsanto? Really? That's interesting.
Oh, Bayer Monsanto. That's a pesticide, isn't it? Monsanto?
Yeah, they make pesticides and seed. They do genetic modified seeds.
Okay.
Chris, Retire Refuge, just dropped his "What the hell is going on in Bangkok" video. I'll have to check that out after. Phone call coming in. So yeah, Chris always has good update videos. Is it one of his 60 second in Thailand, or do you just do like a quick update? I didn't see a notification to you mention. Nice. Yeah, Chris has got some stuff coming. Delivery coming in. Yeah, Chris always puts together really good videos. I mean, you know, he gets them done quick. Like when like something new drops, he'll go out and film and do something like right away. And he does his own edits and everything. So he's got someone working with him, like holding the camera like a second person now. But what's up?
Just wait.
Okay.
Together.
We have delivery coming in. But yeah, so Chris will. He's got someone shooting with him, but he does all his own edits, so he's really pumping stuff out. BDMS, is that the name of your hotel? BDMS?
No, it's a hospital group.
Oh, hospital group. Oh, okay.
Like Bangkok hospitals.
Okay.
Wait, that type.
Yeah, Sam's just avoiding the Mylar for dietary reasons.
But ask him about mango sticky rice auntie, see?
Oh yeah, so Sam, in the market behind the condo, do you ever go there for dinner? And if so, is the auntie lady who sells mango sticky rice with her husband, is she still there? Like, she had the best mango sticky rice, like hands down. Frank said, I don't stock the machines. You don't have to make noise at me. Hey, we just want the info, Frank. We just want the info. Richard wants to own a couple of these used vending machines. You want to start dropping those off in Bangkok, Richard? See if we can get some clientele. I can think of a few soys where they may do well. Nothing wrong with it. Yeah, no, I agree that I do like my food a little salty. However, these were just a tad too salty, Chris. Like way too much Golden Mountain sauce, which is like on the salty side already. Golden Mountain has like a great umami like bomb to it, like great umami flavor, real deepness. But yeah, it was just a tad too salty for me. And at the end, as I finished the noodles off, I was like, oh man, these were really salty. I just started to feel not so good. Oh yeah, the tourist areas for the vending machines. There's a Swenson's in San Francisco. Oh, yeah, I haven't been to. I think the last time I was in the U.S., I was in San Francisco. I was there doing some work with Adobe for a couple of weeks in SF, and they took really great care of me. I have like such a cool company, Adobe. I just got a package. I'm gonna open it up, see what it is. Something from Lazada. Oh, it's just a mount, a skateboard, like a GoPro mount to clamp onto something. Swenson's in San Francisco. Yeah, San Fran's such a great city. I mean, for the most part, it's cool, but yeah, I had a good time when I was there. A lot of really good food. I have a couple friends who live there, so they took me around to a lot of cool spots. So not just sticky rice, but like mango sticky rice, right? So like this auntie, like she only sells desserts. So mango sticky rice, kanom chan, kanom krok, and she makes like all the stuff herself. She used to be right on the soy where all the houses collapsed. She had her cart set up there before you enter the main market area. So good. Like really something like, because she made it all from scratch. It was like such high quality. Paul asked me, am I aware of the blockchain startup scene in Bangkok? Internet search doesn't return much. Yeah, so yeah, I am. There's quite a bit of there's quite a few blockchain companies starting up in Bangkok for sure. There used to be a lot more, right? So this was like the crypto capital of the world. It felt like maybe like 4 years ago, and everyone had an ICO, everyone had a token, everyone was building blockchain with whatever they were doing. It was a bit out of control. Today there's maybe like a half dozen companies doing interesting stuff with blockchain, and then there's still like a dozen or so people who are still trying to do tokens or run their own coin. But there's a few companies that are doing interesting stuff with actual blockchain technology, mostly in the fintech space, because there was a lot of government support for fintech and a lot of government funding that went into the fintech space overall. Oh wait, Sam says the night market has expanded significantly in Prachani Wet.
Oh, let's move back.
Yeah, I missed that. That was such a great night market. So good. And it was clean. It was nice. They had a section where you could eat. They had a section where you could just take it and go home. And then there was the whole fresh market during the day where you could get fresh fruit and vegetables. Oh, really good. You know, we didn't really have much of a kitchen in that condo. We had like a space for it, but it was like this,
cook on a washing machine.
Yeah, the space was like led to the bathroom as well, so it was kind of strange.
Maybe get like a real house if we're gonna move back there.
San Francisco's original location, okay. For Swenson's.
Ah.
Oh, he says that auntie's still there. Nice.
Wow, I miss her.
Yeah, I will go back just to get her mango sticky rice.
Oh, we passed the season.
I'll go just to get her kanom. Her kanom chun is hands down the best I've ever had. Yeah. Oh, wait, I missed one. I was talking with a friend about the store on Nob Hill. Looks nothing like the licensed stores in Thailand. Yeah, the ones here are really, I think anything here, right? one of these franchise or licensed stores, like whether it's Swenson or McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts, they take a very Thai approach, the ones that are successful, but they also they go really over the top on like the tchotchkeness of the design. Like there's all these, everything's like super brand on point, and like, you know, they just over the top compared to like what we see in America. And I think that's just because what Thai people resonate with. Like you go into a McDonald's, you want to see like the Ronald McDonald everywhere, and you want like all that brand stuff. I mean, it makes sense. And I think the same thing with Swenson's, how it's so over the top. But Krispy Kreme is pretty much the same thing, except they don't cook donuts at the Krispy Kremes here. They bring them in.
But Paragon, they cook it.
Do they?
I saw like the frying machine.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw the trays at Paragon, where they were like rolling them in. But maybe I thought it was just. Is Paragon the one we grabbed those Kit Kat ones from?
I think, yeah.
Hmm.
That's a glass window that you can see.
Oh yeah, to the right of the counter. Yeah, you're right. I don't think it was running when we were there, though.
Maybe not, because not many people.
Yeah.
But if it's like normal situation.
Maybe it's running 24/7.
Yeah.
Sam says Americans cannot join Thai crypto exchanges. I don't know. I don't buy tokens. I don't trade in tokens. Sam's an active trader of everything. He even buys and sells gold like Thai people do. He's walking around with gold bars.
That's dangerous. But it's something that you can keep it like in your hand, you know. It's better than like something in the air.
True. Maybe. Better than crypto. Craig was saying he was thinking of a sticky rice and dried beef vending machine. Ooh.
Oh.
That's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
Sun-dried beef. One day sun-dried beef.
Yeah,
you can cook it there.
Yeah. Yeah, with his
hot, right?
140 degrees where he's at, right?
Maybe you need just half day.
Unlimited supply of dried beef.
Maybe half day. Oh.
I bet you if you could find a way to keep the sticky rice nice in the vending machine, that would be cool. I saw a video once. I think it was that channel 60-second docs of this guy in Japan who fills a dinner vending machine that he owns, and he cooks all the dinners and boxes them, and then brings them to the vending machine, and people will line up to buy the take-home dinners from his vending machine.
Wow.
Yeah, and so he does like, I think he had like 2 or 3 vending machines, but yeah, people would drive to like get to this machine and wait for him to fill it. But it was like very like specific meals, and you know, people would just like, it was a curry or whatever, and like you would pay and it would unlock the door and you just pull the box out. Yeah. Oh, now we're getting location information. They're generally found in dark alleys and red light districts, and there was one in Akihabara. Deep in the maze of shops. Not really a tourist thing. Most of the industry is locals only. Yeah,
Frank, how could you know this? This is the question. How could you know this?
He likes to read. Is it raining?
Are you sure it's just
raining again? So, actually, I saw a video the other day of a Japanese comedian who was talking about the sex industry in Japan and saying that most of the brothels don't even service foreigners, simply because of like the rules. Like Japanese brothels have a ton of rules. And so, what are the rules at the brothel? Like, you have to have you have to be Japanese to know, essentially. You know, it was like, it was a hilarious video, but it was also like kind of informative. Gator J, I think that 1 or 2 squirts would have been enough. What? Oh, you're talking about the Golden Mountain, okay. Yeah, probably just 1 squirt of the Golden Mountain would have been enough for those noodles, man. That umami bomb that I got, and like just too salty. I killed it myself.
Yeah, be me.
Oh yeah, pouring rain out now. I don't know if you guys can hear that. It's loud. Quite a bit of rain. Quite a bit. Any packages going out today, Ben?
No.
Oh, that's good. Actually, yesterday, so I dropped off when Jib sells packages through her Shop, like sells yarn and stuff, we drop it off at a company out here called J&T, which has an agreement with Shopee. So we just bring them the QR code, they scan it, print the label, stick it on, and go. Now, apparently, though, if you have your own label machine, you can just print it yourself, drop the boxes, and walk away.
Yes.
Which I see a lot of people do, but we don't do that type of volume.
Yeah, we don't.
So the other day, yesterday, I rode out there, and usually what I do is I'll drop the boxes off, and then I'll ride home up to Sukhumvit. So I'll take a big loop up to Sukhumvit, come down, I'll turn down Soy 85, which turns in to Prachani Wet Nung. Not Prachani Wet, Pung Mi Nung. And then I'll zip down that to 93 and come home. It's about a 35-40 minute ride overall. And I was coming back down 85 to Pung Mi Nung, and it started to rain out. So now I'm on my little single speed granny bike. Right, so it's
auntie bike, not granny
so it's
bike.
got like the step through frame, and I've got like the basket on the front. It's a single speed, and so it's starting to rain out. I'm like trying to hustle back down 93, and as it's like just starting to rain heavy, like right before I get to our soy, and this guy pulls out in front of me with his little sidecar, his little barbecue sidecar, and his motorcycle. He's just going so slow, and I can't get around him. Like it's raining on me. I'm like, I finally got back, and like just before it started to pour out, and I got in, so I avoid the majority of the wetness. Frank's been to Japan many times. I have lots of friends there that work in the expat news and magazine scene.
Okay.
Usually get there at least once a year, times as they are and such. Yeah, for sure. Not so much travel going on now. Like I said, Jib and I had planned on going to Japan in 2020, and obviously couldn't happen. And now it looks like maybe 2022 before we'll probably travel internationally. Maybe 2023.
Just want to make sure. I don't want to go somewhere and stuck there cannot come back.
I saw that. Sorry, I was reading about other pandemics in the past, and it seems that a lot of them last like kind of before we really had vaccines or anything. A lot of them go like 4 or 5 years, right? And I feel like we're kind of on track for that with this, even with the vaccine.
Yes.
Like we've now got the Delta variant, now the new Lambda variant coming out of India.
It's not new. No, Lambda from South America.
I thought they were saying that they were seeing the Lambda variant in India.
Maybe it's spread to there, but it started in Peru. December last year.
So yeah, it's quite a bit of. So with all this, I mean, we might be on like a 4 or 5 year cycle for this pandemic to actually be done.
Yeah.
Even with the vaccines. Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, it's not the greatest thing to think about, but it's probably what we are looking at overall.
At least now we have internet that make life easier.
Yeah. Imagine all of this pandemic, years and years with no porn. It'd be, no communication.
Yeah.
Almost got that one past Jib. But yeah, I think that we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping that the sandbox works well and it opens up the country for people. That'd be good. K-pop kids would wipe their sweat on like 100 handkerchiefs and sell them on the web.
Huh?
Yeah, like imagine I can just think of all the middle-aged guys that would buy Blackpink sweat handkerchiefs. Or all the this is I want to talk about this double standard for a minute. Cuz I talk about like if a guy my age, like a middle-aged balding dude were to talk about like, oh, the girls from Blackpink are so hot. Right? And like what's the Thai girl's name?
Lisa.
Like a lot of even like I see guys my age post about her online. And like it's creepy, right? But do you guys remember when Twilight came out and all these like housewives, like 40-year-old moms were like going crazy for the crappy vampires?
That time I'm not 40 yet.
No, but do you remember like all in America like they had like
I don't know.
Twilight moms. It was like a whole
really?
thing.
I don't know.
Like no one
It's a
thought that
popular
shit was
there,
no
too.
one thought that shit was creepy. Like all these like middle-aged frumpy moms can like swoon over like really bad vampires, but like if a guy does it for a pop star, it's creepy. I don't know. Yeah. Where were the frumpy moms when Blade was out? Like no one was like, "Oh, Wesley Snipes." It had to be like young guys, and then they were like, "Oh." Just saying. And not even, like I said, it wasn't even, they weren't even good vampires. They were crappy vampires.
It's different.
They were sparkling.
It's different.
Vampires shouldn't sparkle.
Different.
I sent Jib a thing the other day. It was a picture from Twilight of the guy.
He's ruined my imagination.
Was it Robert Pattinson?
Yeah.
And the chick, the goofy looking girl from Twilight. And then
Kristen Stewart.
And then behind them was Blade. And it said how Twilight should have ended. I thought that was perfect.
No.
Little Marvel crossover. What studio owns Twilight? I'll tell you, Robin Pattinson has turned into quite like.
I want to see Batman.
Yeah, he's a
Batman.
really good actor.
I don't even see trailer yet.
I've seen about 10 minutes total of Twilight, and I'm convinced it's just he was acting well, and it was just bad directing and bad story.
No, it's very good for ladies.
It's horrible.
What do you think about Pretty Woman?
It's a well-made movie. It's not like my favorite story, but it's a good movie still, right? Like, there's no question that Pretty Woman was a good movie. It's a chick flick for sure, but Twilight just sucks.
No.
Like, the storytelling is bad. The directing was bad.
No.
Like, I don't judge anyone's career based on Twilight, just because, like, you see
Twilight, good.
You see what
good.
Robert Pattinson turned into.
I love that movie.
I said just that other guy. Movie. Apparently, that other guy really sucks.
I love that movie.
It just needed more Blade.
No, it's different. It's made for different.
Possible. Still sucked.
No.
Robert Pattinson's quite a. He was great in Tenet. I don't know if you guys saw Tenet. Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
He was in an indie film that was just out of this world. Can't remember the name right now. And now he's going to be Batman. So I'm pretty excited for him. But I mean, let's be honest. It's not. Ben Affleck wasn't a horrible Batman, but he wasn't the best Batman.
Who is the best for you? For me, it will be Michael Keaton.
Yeah, Michael Keaton for sure. I mean, Christian. So here's the thing: like the Nolan Batman films were like the best Batman films ever made. The Nolan trilogy with Christian Bale as Batman, the best Batman movies ever. But like for me, like in my heart, Michael Keaton's still my favorite Batman.
And Kim Basinger.
But I mean, like you can't argue the Nolan films as far as like the Batman trilogy. Mm-hmm. Quite possibly like the best superhero trilogy ever made. I mean, and like the villains, everything was just so powerful.
Well, maybe we should make like a movie night about Batman.
Yeah, maybe.
As we cannot go out
and I
in
would
the
say,
night.
For me, Ben Affleck was still worlds better than George Clooney as Batman.
Agreed.
George Clooney was the worst Batman ever.
I don't know. It's like from the mood from the movie. Like for me when I watch it, it's like a bit like comedy.
Yeah.
Like how they focus on the.
It was a bit goofy, yeah.
Of the Batman when he wears a suit, it's like, is that need for movie? Like that scene needed?
It was a bit goofy overall. Like I said, but I felt like George Clooney he's an amazing actor, right? It wasn't anything wrong with him. But not for that one. But he didn't embody, like he'd be a great Bruce Wayne, like really? Is like a suave kind of Bruce Wayne, but like he didn't bring that grittiness to Batman.
I will pick Val Kilmer before him.
Yeah, me too. But like you could see, like obviously George Clooney can deliver on that type of grittiness because, Syriana, like all these other things he's done where he's tapped into that, and I think it's a combination of direction and script. But
I know I like him in other movies more than that.
Yeah, like other than that movie, but yeah, for me, as much as I love the Nolan trilogy and Christian Bale is amazing, like I have a hard time to say to say Michael Keaton's not the best Batman, or not my favorite Batman. I don't want to say best, but the Nolan, and the other thing, like the Nolan trilogy of Batman movies, everything that's wrong with the Marvel movies is right, in like strong villains, compelling character. Like the one thing about Marvel, I feel like their villains 90% of the time kind of fall flat. Whereas in those DC, those 3 Batman movies were fantastic. Now the DC cinematic universe, whatever they're calling it, overall sucks. I don't find Wonder Woman to be great. I hate
The
Superman.
first one is good.
The first one was good. It was a good movie.
Superman,
but her as
I
a
like.
character is like so vanilla. And I'm not a huge Gal Gadot fan. I don't think she's a good actress. She's a good Wonder Woman, but then that second, like 1984, whatever, that was pretty cheese. Aquaman, I wasn't a fan of that movie. You don't like it because of the movie. You like it because what's his name is in it. He's jacked, but he plays that character well. I didn't think Aquaman was fantastic. I hate Superman. I think Superman's the worst character ever.
No, Superman's good too. This version good.
No.
Henry Cavill.
Nothing gets by Jib. Yeah, I read historically viruses mutate to get more transmittable but less deadly over time. Don't know.
It is because
Jib would know.
well, from what I read about virus, it tried to survive, right?
Yeah.
Like other things. So the virus need the host to survive. That's the thing. So if it's deadly, like you get it, you die for sure, then virus die with you. So the thing is, it tried to like change itself to make it like infectable but not deadly. Like
Survival of the fittest, right?
yeah, so it's like, okay, it can stay in you, you're not dead, then you spread to someone else get it, the virus survive, and like if the host not dead, the virus survive, but it will like mutate to the point that it's not kill you, make you get sick, and somewhere in the air, on the ground somewhere, that you might infect it later, but it's not gonna be like deadly anymore.
Joe says he's creepy too.
What?
I hear you, Joe. I hear you. My man.
What show?
We were talking about Blackpink, like middle-aged guys. Emazaki says triggered rant. Cool. What are you saying in Thai there, man?
กุ้งผัดสตออะ how to cook.
Oh,
So,
the noodles.
yeah. No, not noodle, the store bean.
Oh, the bean. Yeah, I love that bean.
อร่อย It's not all year. It's not all year bean.
Frank's right. Twilight was not made for me. If it was, Blade would have had a major role in Twilight, and it would have been one movie.
Twilight made for girl, you know.
But like,
And I'm thank you whoever
why they
write the story and make it movie.
why they make these vampires like so pussy though? So
That's for ladies, because you know, man in life is like this.
so, but like,
In real life, you get a man like this.
but you get like so.
Not
if you,
Robert Pattinson.
if you watch Blade, like he's walking around topless, he's jacked. Like that's not a better movie for women.
You can see it in the gym. But can you see Robert Pattinson in the gym? No.
If you went to Planet Fitness, everyone probably has a body like Robert Pattinson. He's not jacked. He's like a skinny fat guy. Maybe he got jacked for Batman, but I read
I
that he
think
didn't put it in a lot of.
Why the old ladies like fall in love with that character? Because that vampire love one girl and focus on her and try to save her in whatever way that he can. Which is, think about the real world. Like wife gets cheated, husband, something like that. That's movie kind of like heal her mind. That's what I think.
Yeah, but then Thailand will make 27 lakons out of that one incident of a husband cheating, and right, 27 episode lakan.
That's like, you know, that's what we need. Like, okay, one guy who really like love just us.
Yeah,
just
but
one woman.
But like, you don't need to make the vampires suck. He could have been a badass.
No.
Even
It's romantic movie. It's not fighting movie.
so even
You see every vampire in that movie handsome,
Is a pussy.
beautiful. Because that's for a romantic movie,
So-
not action movie.
Interview with a Vampire was a romantic vampire movie.
Not
And-
really. You
and-
mean when like Brad Pitt fall in love with the young vampire?
Yes.
Is that creepy?
Well, it was meant to be like this whole timeless
The
thing.
Claudia that time?
Yeah, but
like
she was supposed to be like older, like,
younger than juvenile.
but
Is that okay?
in the context of the movie, yes. But because she was older,
Creepy.
she wasn't a kid. She was like 100 years old.
Creepy.
But here's the thing, right? At least the vampires weren't pussies. At least they weren't pussies. Tom Cruise in that movie would kick the crap out of Robin Patterson's vampire from Twilight. 100%. 100%.
Well, when
And
it's
Blade-
come about Tom Cruise, I would say I agree.
Blade and Tom Cruise might be a real vampire. I don't think he's aged since that movie. Looks the same. He's a real method actor. He became a vampire for that movie.
Who knows? Who knows?
He went
Maybe
full method.
in next 10 years, I will look older than him, maybe. And
Maybe.
he look the same.
Richard said Twilight's coming to Netflix next month. Just look at the.
No, actually, I watched it on Netflix here before.
Yeah,
But maybe
it
not
might be coming
every...
back.
Oh, okay. I will like all day Twilight. And I'm dreaming about it.
So
Thank you, Richard.
Frank
too.
says Twilight wasn't made for you, just like wrestling wasn't made for Jib.
Correct, Frank. Thank you.
At least wrestling has better writing than Twilight. As outlandish as it might be. Joe, that's not going to happen. That is not going to happen, Joe. I've
Huh?
never seen it. The Notebook.
What is that?
It's a movie. It's like an ultimate chick flick.
What notebook?
It's a chick flick movie from like the early 2000s. I've never seen it. I've seen Mean Girls. It's a
Mean
funny
Girl, yeah.
Funny movie. I don't know if that's is that a chick flick? It's like a young adolescent girl. It's like the female version of Superbad.
What's super bad?
It's like a teenage comedy movie with a lot of dirty jokes for boys.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is watching
Yeah.
for girls?
Yeah. It's a good movie. It was fun, right? It's not like an Oscar-winning movie, but Mean Girls was a fun movie.
Yeah, fun
Like,
movie.
if you saw it, it was like relatable in a funny kind of over-the-top way. Yeah. It's what it was supposed to be. Joe says worst Batman was Val Kilmer. No, I think Val Kilmer was better than
George Clooney.
George Clooney for sure. Or Will Arnett was Batman.
Who?
When was that?
Who is he?
Will Arnett.
I don't know him.
Yeah. 'Cause
I missed something?
Is that an older? I'm out of touch.
It's like when Batman still has eyebrow on the mask. And wear purple suit. Is that
That's
the
Adam.
time?
That's Adam West.
I don't know.
Joe, answer in the comments. When was Will Arnett Batman? Two of you should hunker down this weekend. Watch 50 First Dates.
I know that.
Yeah, I've seen
one.
that. Adam Sandler and
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore. It's a good movie. Funny.
Cute.
Yeah, probably one of. So Adam Sandler's done like some really good comedies and some really horrible ones.
Like what?
But like Jack and Jill, I think.
Oh, okay.
Was
Okay, I know that one.
But everything that he does, if it's over the top, I mean, you can kind of get into it. I'll tell you what, him though, and was it Unmarked Gems was where he played the gem dealer? It was a dramatic role. It was a Netflix movie. So damn
no.
good.
Oh.
So good. He was fantastic. Uncut Gems, maybe it's called. But wow,
Oh,
just
that
like such a good character that he played, that he really brought out. And oh man, it's funny because like that dramatic energy that he brought, that emotion that he brought to Uncut Gems, it's like the same type of energy that you would get from a comedy performance, but just transformed. And he delivered so well, and it was so well written. I mean, the ending was not what you expected. It was so good, and then the little minor characters that pop up in it and the way they interact and that whole New York jewelry gem world. I worked for a jeweler years and years ago before I was in the Army, and like we would go from Boston to New York a bit, And so I had some exposure to that, and a lot of that is like real. It's this really weird kind of its own little microcosm of a world. It's interesting. They're saying that the hot Black Widow, right, just came out today. Yeah, so unfortunately theaters closed.
Is it closed? Yeah, should,
yeah.
right? Because it's in the mall and
Yeah.
they allow the mall open for supermarket and like a
Not essential.
pharmacy.
Yeah. I may find another way to watch it. We'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Black Widow. I've seen a lot of my friends who already saw it
Or
saying
maybe
that
today so can go to the theater.
maybe. I'm not going to the theater though. But I've seen a lot of people saying that it was really good story for Black Widow. I'm a huge Marvel fan. Love the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Marvel movies.
Thor,
Yeah, Thor was great. Like Iron Man, obviously fantastic.
Captain
Avengers.
America.
Yeah, everything is good. I will say though that for me, like I said, I still think the Batman trilogy, the Nolan Batman trilogy, is the best superhero trilogy ever. Bane, probably my favorite villain
Will
ever.
they make more of that?
Not Christopher Nolan. He's done. He's done with Batman. So like, I hate to say that we'll have a lesser director for future. Like the Affleck Batman wasn't done by Nolan. I forget who did that, but yeah, I mean, like there's just a level of storytelling that comes with Christopher Nolan that you're not going to get from, and also like a vision, like the stunt, the set pieces, everything about those Batman movies was incredible. But yeah, like just to craft this trilogy and to use, if you remember Bane from the George Clooney movie, he was just a steroided up guy with a wrestling mask. And Nolan takes him and makes him the Bane that he was in the comic books, like this cerebral, dangerous guy who's motivated by, by a life stolen from him. And, like the whole Ra's al Ghul arc that spans all three movies, the Joker as, such a great portrayal, Heath Ledger, phenomenal, like embodiment of the Joker, really, beckoned back to Nicholson, but took it to something like completely unique. Oh man, so yeah, that trilogy out of this world. Let's see. Richard says the DC movies take themselves too seriously. Marvel has a sense of humor about it. Yeah. Marvel plays fun. Like I said, I think every DC movie has thought that it's a Christopher Nolan Batman movie, which it's not. Right, and Marvel understands the fans want to enjoy the Marvel aspects of the movie. I just finished watching Loki as well, and like all the Easter eggs and stuff in Loki, fantastic. Again, if every movie in the DC universe was a Christopher Nolan Batman movie, it'd be hands down the best thing ever. But it's not. And also, to me, Batman is the only compelling hero in the DC universe. Superman is just a crappy hero. He's too powerful. He's really just a bully, picking on Lex Luthor, who's just a nerdy guy trying to make a living. Right? And Superman's like, oh, I'm a big jack dude with unlimited powers. I can beat up everyone. But he always gets his ass kicked by Batman because Batman's smarter. Jib's not happy. But look, that's my take on it. Saw Black Widow last night, was pretty enjoyable. Again, didn't take itself too seriously. Plus, has tie-ins with Captain America series. Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a scene from Falcon and the Winter Soldier with Juliette Louis-Dreyfus at the end of Black Widow, right? Is the end scene where she recruits. I don't want to say what it is. I read about it. I know what it is, but I don't want to spoil for anyone who wants to see it. But yeah, again, it's available on Disney Plus. You can get it for like an additional $30. So like if you have Disney Plus and you want to pay premium, you can get it. Oh, Joe's dropping the Thai language in the.
so we copy there in a second
Oh, okay.
how to cook.
Oh, he's the Lego Batman. That's right. Yeah, he's the voice. Actually, that's a good voice. He's a good voice for the Lego Batman. I think he does a good job.
Huh?
It's kind of funny.
The Lego movie?
Yeah, they have a Lego Batman, and Will Arnett is the voice for that.
You watch Lego movie?
I've seen a few of them. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty good actually.
Huh.
Did you watch The Dry? No, not yet. I'll check that out though.
Watch the Dry.
The movie. I'm gonna go bow out, sleep. Hey, have a good one, Jake. Thanks for coming by, man. I had to Google if Uncut Gems was a real story. It feels like it, right? I mean, it really could be, and it may be, right? It may be that story may have happened independently of the movie, but yeah, it's pretty wild. Uncut Gems, I thought Sandler did a phenomenal job. Like, he transformed himself for that role in a way that was fantastic. Which movie? The Adam Sandler movie? The malls closed Monday. Black Widow opens the 29th in Thailand. Yeah, still not going to be able to see it. But it's on
29th.
Disney Plus. Which is strange that it opens the 29th because usually it's a week early here.
July 29, so no chance to see it.
Just watch it. I thought The Joker was a great movie. I don't know if we consider that part of the DC universe. I guess you do, right? It is the DC universe, but just like a great kind of movie about like that one villain or the origins of that villain. Fantastic.
No, you get delivery. You throw the box, yeah.
Yeah. What, do you want that box?
No.
Oh. I don't always, just when it's a small box.
Oh, I just want to know what's up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I was gonna say, like, last night was garbage night. I always have to remember to bring the garbage out. We have 3 days of garbage here, garbage collection. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Right. I can skip Monday. I can skip Wednesday. Not a big deal. You can't skip Friday because then there's too much trash by Monday. It's a pain. But yeah, Joker, great movie. Not on the level of the Nolan trilogy, but still, it's up there. It's fantastic. I actually remember when Joker came out, I was working with this ed tech company in Bangkok, and I remember talking to the husband of the owner, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to see Joker." Or we had just seen Joker. Jib and I went opening day to see Joker. I was like, "Oh, I really saw it. It's a good movie. If you want something to watch." He's like, the typical boomer. He's like, "I have no interest to see that movie. I know what it's about. It's just a tormented, like a messed up guy who can't deal with his own psychological stuff. That's millennial crap." I was like, "I don't think you know anything about this movie if that's what you think." He's like, "Don't tell me what I know." That dude just needs an ass whooping. His boomer ass needs to get kicked. Jim knows who he is. He's a douchebag, right? You would agree?
He's nice to me when
He's
we
a
met.
douchebag. The stuff he would say about like the Thai employees, like one of my closest friends from that company, he would always be like, he's useless. He doesn't know what he's doing. I want to punch him so many times.
Just let him go.
Yeah. Okay. What does F9?
Still raining?
When does F9 open in Thailand? I don't know. I'm not the Fast and Furious stuff, man. I'm not a fan. Not
Fast
a fan.
and Furious?
Yeah.
No,
this is
not
the thing.
fan.
They're okay movies, right? They're not bad. They're fun. Are they cinematic masterpieces? No. I get tired of Vin Diesel in those movies, though. He's the worst thing about those movies, in my opinion.
Why?
He's just this.
He's Vin Diesel.
He knows like the same 3 lines, his family 600 times in each movie.
In one movie, he just say, "I'm good."
Yeah, but at least that's funny, right? And he's good at it. But like he's not like Pitch Black, one of my favorite sci-fi movies ever. Right? I love Pitch Black. I think or Riddick. Right? Those are great sci-fi like thrillers. You know, I don't dislike him as an actor, I don't dislike him as an action star. I dislike the Fast and Furious franchise. And actually, if you're in Thailand, I just saw Hobbs and Shaw is on Netflix now as well. So if you want to watch a really bad Hobbs and Shaw with Jason Statham and The Rock, Fast and Furious, Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, okay.
And also Idris Elba's in that one.
Oh.
Which is, again, that's a fun movie. Is it a good movie? No. Definitely not a good movie. Is it a super fun, like, waste your time popcorn movie? Yes.
I thought you watch movie because you want like to have fun and entertain for the 2 hours. If you want like all the fact and the truth, you read journal.
No, so sometimes I watch a movie because I want it to blow me away on a number of different levels, right? Like if I went to see Tenet knowing that I was gonna come out of
That's
Tenet
headache.
mind fucked, but I wanted that.
So headache. Like I have to. Like I think my brain worked too much in that movie. It's like
I love, and like same thing with Inception, same thing with Interstellar.
Yeah.
Like I could watch Interstellar 1,000 times. I love that movie. Everything about like start to finish. Same thing with Inception. Same thing with Tenet. Like I could watch those over and over and over again because they push you, they challenge you from a filmmaking, from a story, from a visual perspective. They're all amazing, and I love that. Now, if I watch The Fast and the Furious, I could fall asleep during the movie for 30 minutes, wake up and not miss anything, still be completely on point with where the movie's at. And look, I'm fine with that. I am fine with that. Like, I don't mind like a movie that's not compelling in any way other than action. I just want to know what it is going into it. Again, like but I want the story to make sense. I want it to fit within the confines of when it's that type of movie that is just fun. I want it to fit within the confines of what I expect from cinema. And Fast and Furious does that. Am I gonna like go crazy to go see Fast 9? No, I'm not. Right? I'll wait for it to be on Netflix in like 6 years. I am not uncompelled by the genre of Fast and Furious movies. Now, if there were to be a new Pitch Black movie, I would go see that opening day. For sure. Hey, have a good one, Joe. Thanks for swinging by, brother. Hope the little man's doing all right.
When will Joe come here?
Hopefully soon. He's trying to figure out the whole sandbox thing.
Ah,
Have you traveled and reached the Pacific Islands before?
I don't think so.
The Philippines? They're in the South China Sea, right? No, I've never been. Like, I've never even gone to Hawaii. So, no, I've never done Pacific Islands. I would love to do Fiji. Seems like it'd be a fun place. Or, so my grandfather was stationed in Fiji for a while during World War II. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was a Seabee in the Navy. He was like a engine, the
Not your
construction
dad?
engineer. No, my father was Army helicopter gunner.
Oh.
Yeah, in Vietnam. So there might be like little half Danas running around and like a few years older than me in Vietnam. Who knows? Very likely some blue and DNA floating around there. There wasn't any minimal crap in the Joker. It was sit with the 50s and 60s. I'll tell you what, it was the Joker as a film, like, it had a feel that was just really gritty, and I enjoyed it. It had that like 1980s New York feel to it, like that the Gotham had like this very kind of gritty 1980s, 1990s New York City. Fast and Furious franchise should be animated series about the same level of storytelling. Yeah, you're putting down some really good animated storytelling if you think that Fast and Furious has that level. I mean, you think about like the X-Men animated series was fantastic storytelling. Rick and Morty, right? Like as a more modern example, Samurai Champloo or Cowboy Bebop, two of my favorite animes, blow the storytelling of Fast and Furious out of the water. But yeah, I mean, the physics that I don't want to get into the physics of the Fast and the Furious movies. Let's just say there's no attention to the details of physics with or the science that rules the universe with the Fast and Furious movies. Like
If you think about physics, then there might be like a limited of action movie for sure.
So like one of the things that like blows your mind, like to use Tenet as an example, right? When you leave Tenet and you realize, holy shit, their time travel actually takes place in real time. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, right? And you start thinking about like, oh my God, like how long did it take him after he got the phone call to go back to this moment? And right at the end. Like that stuff, as it starts to kind of wash over your brain, you're just like, damn, that's insane. Like the stuff that's going on. And then you watch a movie like Fast and Furious where they have like a 20-minute chase scene on a runway with a plane. And I think it was Screen Rant did a video that said at the average speed for takeoff or that they were driving, this runway would have had to been like 180 kilometers long, right? Like world's longest runway. So I mean,
Don't think too much.
Or when they jumped a car between buildings by smashing through the window.
Don't think too much.
Yeah. So sometimes I want to think. Sometimes
If
not.
you watch movie for entertainment, don't think about physics.
If you're gonna break all the rules of physics, you have to be tongue in cheek about it. And I think Fast and Furious it's similar to the DC movies. They take themselves too serious. Like so I remember, I think it was Fast 7 maybe, where Michelle Rodriguez got into a fight with Ronda Rousey. And Ronda Rousey was like a security expert or like security guard, and like her and Michelle Rodriguez got into a fight, and Michelle Rodriguez beat her up. And it's like,
really?
So I mean, I get that Ronda Rousey wants to be an actress, and so it's kind of interesting. But at the time, she was like the most well-known MMA fighter in the world. So it's kind of like you're really outside of the role. Like she couldn't play anyone but herself at that point. Right? And so like in your mind, you're like, Michelle Rodriguez is a badass in a lot of things, and she's awesome, but she's not kicking Ronda Rousey's ass. Ronda Rousey probably beat up Vin Diesel pretty easily. Yeah, right. That'd probably be the only way, like Indiana Jones style, like pull the gun out. Psh.
Yeah, that type.
That's the only chance she had.
Only chance that I have to, if I have to fight you.
Knife or gun, right?
No, knife. Like I have to stay too close.
You get behind me. Sneak attack.
Are you sure that knife can go through your skin?
Sometimes. I can watch out my IPVT. I figured a month after US release date before it comes. Oh, nice. Not bad, not bad. The Dry and the other movies, The Devil, All the Time would blow your mind. I'll check it. Definitely gonna check it out. Uncut Blade Runner original is the only thing that comes close to Nolan's. Yeah, that uncut Blade Runner. The editors.
How many hours?
I don't. Is it the final version? But is it uncut or director's cut? The full version. Definitely. That's definitely one of the greatest sci-fi ever. The Abyss is another sci-fi movie that I really enjoyed. I really loved with Ed Harris, and then 2001: Space Odyssey. Another really good one. I was really hoping to watch a movie at a fancy theater here. F9, Top Gun, anything. When is Top Gun coming out? Is that even coming out this year?
Is it a movie or Netflix?
Movie. They pushed the release back a year because they wanted to be in the theater.
Oh, so maybe.
Yeah, we might end up missing
year.
it. Yeah, so obviously the fanciest theater is Paragon, Richard. That's like the...
Yeah, Paragon.
Yeah, for sure. We used to I think everyone knows we used to love Scala. We even have old Scala chairs here.
Yeah.
It's no more though. I miss our 120 baht theater days.
Yeah.
Just stick with Matt Damon growing potatoes on Mars. Hey, Martian is a great movie too. Martian, a little bit easier, a little bit less heady than Interstellar, but great movie.
Yeah, I like that one too.
I like Benedict Wong in that. His role is the head of propulsion lab. Really fun, like kind of scene with him.
And you know, like I think Thai people make joke of Matt Damon.
Yeah.
And like why he always like stay behind, like alone.
Yeah.
So Martian and like even Interstellar,
Great
right?
Wall.
He's the one who like need help.
Yeah.
Right. And then Saving Private Ryan, I think. So it's kind of
Great Wall.
Great Wall is okay.
No, he was the guy who got left behind in the jail, right? And then he had to stay
has friend.
Oh, okay.
With him.
Was it friend or was someone else that was there?
No, he's a thief friend.
Oh, okay.
With him. So like we make joke or meme of Matt Damon, like
he's
always
a
alone.
really good actor.
Yeah, yes, but like it's kind of joke from the movie that.
Hey, Mike, what's up, man? How's things in the D?
What?
Oh,
D?
good. Oh, he's going to bed. Okay, saying good night. Doug in the D.
What is stuck in the D?
Detroit. He's in Detroit.
Okay.
New York Hardcore. Think about Ronda wanting to be in movies. It's because of WWE. And The Rock being in the Fast movies. Looks for F9. So, here's the thing.
Oh, like, John Cena.
Like, Ronda was in the Fast movies before she was in WWE. I think she was still the champion, women's champion at the time, and she was getting such big media push. The Rock, when he first went to movies, right, he did, was it Jungle Run or something like that where he had to go, The Rundown, where like he was
his first movie?
I don't know if that was his first movie. It was like the first big one I remember him in. Hollywood. No. So he was before The Rundown. I think
Scorpion King?
Scorpion King, but I think that was when he was still with WWE. I would say for me, when The Rock really turned the corner as an actor, though, and The Rundown was a fun movie. Not a good movie, but a fun movie. But when he was in Be Cool, which is the sequel to Get Shorty, and he played like the gay bodyguard of what's his name? Vincent Vaughn. He was like Vincent Vaughn's gay bodyguard. And it was a comedy role, and it was such a good role. And like that really showed you that The Rock had good acting chops and comedic timing, that he was just on point.
Okay.
For me. And, but after that, you start to see like he grew into like this big superstar. Everything is like a Rock movie, but he can really act. John Cena is not the greatest actor, but he's also still much more active in WWE. I would say Dave Bautista is probably the guy with the most range to come out of the WWE, though. Like you guys remember him, like obviously everyone knows him from Guardians of the Galaxy, but like the other stuff he's been in, his role in Blade Runner is such a small part, but so much emotion like that he portrays, that he brings across as that character. And then there's some of the Blade Runner shorts that he's in as well as that character, and it's just so good. He's just, in general, like a really cool guy, and
How old is he?
He's gonna be 50 something. Yeah.
Good body.
Yeah. For sure. He's Filipino.
Huh?
He's Filipino.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Half Filipino.
Oh, fine. It's like, huh? Asian can be that big? Huh?
Well, remember, was it Bolo from the big jacked Asian guy from the Bruce Lee movies?
Bruce Lee? So the bad guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he is not that tall. He's big,
yeah. But Dave Bautista's not that tall. He's shorter than me.
Huh?
I think he's like an inch shorter than me, like 3 centimeters.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
Check out.
No.
Check out.
No.
Yeah. Rain. Yeah, rain again. Oh, Tomorrow? I haven't seen Tomorrow War yet. It's an Amazon Prime movie, right? I'm going to have to download it. Theatrical, directors, and uncut. Yeah, what was the final version? Uncut, right? Yeah. Yeah, Blade Runner. The whole history and life of that movie is kind of messed up, right, Chris? Mark Wahlberg and Spencer Confidential. That's a funny movie, Spencer Confidential. I don't know that. Well, no, I guess he's taller than me, yeah. I thought he was shorter than me.
Overestimate yourself. Hey,
yeah, Spencer Confidential was good. It was a fun movie. Evangelion Wars was a great animation story, yeah. Remember Titan AE? Matt Damon was a voice in Titan AE. I thought that was a great movie. A lot of people hate it. I really enjoyed it. The Miz took over the Marine. So, I've met the Miz twice. Actually, his uncle owns a sandwich shop in Parma, Ohio. That's a pretty good shop, actually. Cena is kind of not popular at the moment, or so I hear. Yeah, not popular with...
Really?
Yeah, because he made... So they were doing a press tour for Fast and Furious.
Okay.
and he said that he said something about Taiwan, and he called Taiwan a country, which it is. And then all the Chinese fans were like, "Oh, how dare you say that?" And obviously China, which puts money into all these Hollywood films, put pressure on him to then come out and say he's sorry. And he made like a really shitty apology in Chinese. Like he speaks Chinese, he speaks Mandarin.
Yeah, I know.
And so he made an apology in Mandarin, but he didn't say Chinese people are mad at him because he didn't say Taiwan's not a country. And people from Taiwan or like, you know, pro-democracy people are mad because he didn't stand by what he originally said. You know, luckily, I'm not popular enough. I can say, like, I think Taiwan's a country.
No, you have to, like, beware what you're going to say it out. So then, like...
Well, when you're promoting a movie with Chinese money that backed it, and, like, you want to sell tickets to your movie in China...
Yes.
Like, for me, do you remember when the girl who played Mulan, like, people were mad at her because she made... pro-Chinese statements.
Because she's Chinese.
Yeah, so like that's the thing. Like she's Chinese. Let her say if she's pro-Chinese government, she's from China. That's not a big deal. But when you're John Cena, if you're bending over to get ass raped by your bunkmate, your prison bunkmate, the Chinese government, that's kind of a bitch move, right? In my opinion. But like the girl who played Mulan, right? She's from China. She's Chinese. If she's pro-China, that's fine. Like, not a big deal. Like, she should be, right? Like, she shouldn't be pro-USA if she's from China, in my opinion. But, like, for John Cena to kind of bend over like that, that's clearly one, it shows he has no spine, and that he'll bend over for the money behind his movie. Again, you know, that's his boss at the end of the day, right? The Chinese company that puts money in to produce the film. But when you're willing to, you know, bend or to backpedal on your personal beliefs like that, it's a bitch move. Hey, Dave Bautista is a cool dude. Very cool dude.
And he's taller than you.
And he's taller than me. I thought he was my height or shorter than me, but I was wrong. And he was an awesome wrestler. He was one of my favorite wrestlers as a pro wrestler. So, yeah. John Cena, you kind of a bitch. Uncut was the last, and there are 2 director's cuts depending on the... Oh, okay. So I think the uncut... I know I have seen the original theatrical release. I believe the uncut is the other version I've seen, which was the clearly superior... Like, it's almost like they're not even the same movie with Blade Runner. The uncut versus the theatrical. Watch it? Yeah, for sure. If you've never seen it.
I watched the
new one. We watched it together at Scala, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, the original...
I think I never watched the first one.
One of the greatest sci-fi movies. The uncut. The last version to come out. One of the greatest sci-fi movies ever to be released, for sure. Of its time, when it came out, it was probably hands down the best sci-fi movie ever made. Biggest budget, greatest storyline. Yeah, and... but like I said, it's like not even like the original theatrical version and the uncut version are not even the same thing. Not even the same thing. Yeah, Chris, I agree. Uncut is brilliant. It's funny how like they have all this other footage and like the whole Snyder cut of Justice League, right? It's like 2 different movies.
Huh?
Snyder, yeah, it's like 2 different movies completely.
Really?
Yeah, but I mean they spent $70 million to make the Snyder cut of Justice League. And it's still not a great movie.
League
it's just
a DC,
better.
Right?
Yeah. And Justice League sucked as a movie.
No!
Yes. And the Snyder cut was just slightly better in my opinion. No, Suicide Squad was another movie. There's no reason that movie should have been so bad. Full of stars. Full of star power. Great actors. And it shows you like direction and story plays such a big role. Like, Suicide Squad was a trash movie. It was horrible.
I thought it would be like good movie.
I expected it to blow me out of the... Like, you put Will Smith, Jared Leto, like, all that talent, Margot Robbie, all in a movie together. That should be, like, it should be the equivalent of the Expendables. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, the first Expendables, like, just blows you away because... It's like every great action star of the 80s and 90s come together for an awesome movie that's well written, well directed. right? And it's just fun. It's fun. And the other thing is the Expendables didn't take itself seriously. Suicide Squad took itself too seriously. And then, just like again, you have Will Smith, Leto, Margot Robbie all in a movie together. It should outperform anything else you're thinking about, and then they all just fell flat. But this is the thing, they acted well in the movie, and then it didn't come together. It didn't gel. It was a bad direction, a bad edit. Chris says watch Uncut and then 2049 back to back for. Okay, yeah, definitely, definitely. We'll have to commit some time.
Get more potato chip.
Yeah, or popcorn. Make popcorn. We have I make popcorn in I have a huge pot I got just for soup, but now
and burn it.
Okay, one time I burnt the popcorn. Now I've got the technique and the temperature down. We have to check the gas before we do it, because last thing I want is to like get halfway through popping and then run out of gas. Frank says the difference I remember is in one he might be a replicant and the other he's totally a replicant. Yeah. Well, not just that. There's a lot of a little bit of pacing difference, a little bit of some scene difference. But yeah, it's more definitive on a lot of things. And the other one, the studio made Harrison Ford do a lazy voiceover because they thought people wouldn't get it. I laughed so hard all the way through Suicide Squad. I don't know, like again, it should have been. It should have been a great movie, right? Like how do you take Will Smith, who's like a very bankable action star, right? He's a bankable star in pretty much anything. Jared Leto, who consistently delivers, solid performances, and Margot Robbie, who consistently delivers solid performances. You take all of them and you put them in a movie together, and it sucks.
I tried to finish it.
Yeah. I tried to watch it twice. I just
it's weird.
Yeah.
It should be super.
Yeah. Again, it should have been amazing, and it was anything but amazing. I just
weird. Why is that? The director?
I don't. Maybe it's direct. So here's the thing, right? And a lot of times with these big budget studio movies, the director maybe loses control in the edit to the producers, or there's all these things that go on, right? Okay. So it's just
I don't know,
studio getting their fingers into it.
Some movie you feel it should be big movie, but when I watch some movies, it's not that great. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, I think it's the studio dipping their fingers, and maybe the editor. So maybe the director didn't get all the say they wanted in the script, or maybe they lose control in the edit. I think that happens with big studio movies a lot, and also they're testing, everything is constantly tested against an audience. Right, so they're testing with people. How do they react to this? So change that. Make this more friendly, and it's almost cookie cutter to a lot of things. Yeah, Chris, exactly. Brilliant actors all forced to make a mess of a story and production. Yeah, it's again to take those pieces and not have a blockbuster that an all-time classic, movie is ridiculous. Again, they were all absolutely fantastic actors. They should have come across with something fantastic. A good director too, and it should have been. It fell way short of where it should be. Paul says that, there's a new Dune movie coming out soon. He has his doubts. Actually, I'm excited for the new Dune movie. I'm a Dune fan. It should out
last year. Yeah,
right?
It's been pushed back.
We waiting to see it, and we think we're gonna go to Scala.
Yeah.
Now Scala gone.
Yeah. So for me, I was a huge Dune fan, the novel, and then obviously the movie with Patrick Stewart is weird, to say the least. The pacing is weird. The parts of the story are just completely wrong. And that movie's a good example of a movie that was plagued with problems, from director to editor to producers and studio trying to mess with it. again, great actors in the entire thing, but just bad as a final product. So I'm hopeful for the new Dune movie. I'm hoping that it is more true to the source material, and I'm hoping that, again, I think Dave Bautista's in it. I think he's fantastic. A lot of great actors.
The thriller.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
I remember the sand.
Yeah.
Just that, and then what?
The Kwisatz Haderach and the worms, and
Yeah.
should be good. Frank says the company that cut the trailer was given a shot at the final edit of the film. Suicide Squad. Oh. That's not good.
That's not Chris, right?
No. Richard, I just wanted to keep watching Margot Robbie and Suicide Squad, but then I couldn't watch more than 10. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Birds of Prey. Another failure. They did reshoots with the original director, but with more slick trailer style. Then they went selling in the trailer. Yeah. You know, did you guys ever see Entourage, the show Entourage? It was an HBO show. And there was, for like multiple seasons, they kept talking about making this movie Medellin. And then I think like in season 3, they finally got the movie made. And then I remember when they were doing the edit, and Vinny Chase, the main character, didn't like the edit of the movie, but then he saw the edit of the trailer, and the edit of the trailer was amazing. And he ended up like trying to get the guy who did the trailer to work on the movie as like a secret edit. No, well, what's Chris saying no to?
For his company to be like.
Oh no, no. Yeah, no. But yeah, the Suicide Squad, like one of those, just it's gonna go down as like a mystery, right? Like how, or it's like something amazing, like how you can mess up like.
Maybe we should
all the
watch
key
it
parts.
again and think like what's wrong with it.
Everything is wrong with it.
No.
I mean, like, so one of the other things that we see this with now too is the Star Wars movies, right? Like Solo, right? It was like a lot of really good actors, a lot like good director, and they were trying way too hard to make like a fan movie, like all the Easter eggs that weren't so subtle, like all the background that kind of ruins the character. You know, the Star Wars universe has kind of gone off into like, I feel like they're just willing to do anything at this point. Mandalorian though, fantastic. Great storytelling with Mandalorian. And I thought Rogue One was probably my favorite it's not a trilogy now. What would you call it? An epic?
I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the Rogue One was a great movie, but probably the only one outside of the main trilogies, the anthology, that I find really good. Yes, so fun. I see I have more comments popping up. I'm wait for these to come.
Mine's not showing here.
So it's just because this has a lag to this.
Huh.
I see there are a lot of video essays on YouTube about what went wrong with Suicide Squad. There should be.
Watch that one, not the movie.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the video essay about what went wrong.
Yeah, you find that one.
Have you guys ever seen, there's a great Canadian-based YouTube channel called Accented Cinema. So the guy is a Chinese immigrant. He moved to Canada when he was like 15. And he studied film at university in Canada. And he makes video essays about Asian films and like their impact on cinema and influence on Western movies and vice versa. He does really great video essays and breakdowns. Phenomenal. Absolutely. Accented Cinema is the name of the channel. If you guys haven't seen it, highly recommend checking it out. If you like that type of content, video essays about movies, about cinema. Jib reviews of Michael Bay's war film Pearl Harbor 2001. Did you ever see Pearl Harbor?
Yes.
With Ben Affleck, right?
And Josh Hartnett?
And Cuba Gooding Jr. was in that also?
No, don't know.
I thought Cuba Gooding was
Is
in
that
Pearl
like it's in
Harbor.
a boat?
Yeah, on the boat.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, not a great movie.
Really, I like it.
Why
not?
It's fun, but it's not great. I didn't think it was like an amazing movie. Visually, it's fun. It's
Big scene.
It's big scenes. It's big action.
Big war scene.
But it's not like amazing movie, in my opinion.
And Alex Baldwin in that.
Is Alex Baldwin in that too? He's the admiral.
He's a pilot teacher.
Oh, again, okay movie, not fantastic. Cuba Gooding Jr. is an interesting actor, right? How do you go from, right? Jerry Maguire, right? He won the Oscar for his role in Jerry Maguire, and then like a few years later, he's making Snow Dogs. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Snow Dogs. But yeah, like Cuba Gooding's a guy who could have, like, I feel like he's a solid actor, but he just, I don't know if he just took whatever work came his way. Oh, okay. Yeah. He's Cuba Gooding in there too? Yeah. So, like, think about Jerry Maguire, right? One of the great movies. He's also, I know this movie isn't, like, super popular. A lot of people don't like it. What was the name of it? With Cuba Gooding Jr. and Robert De Niro, where they played Men of Honor.
Like
played Navy divers.
that get like lost his leg.
Yeah. So I thought that was an okay movie, but like, oh yeah, Frank brings up a good point. Snow Dogs is Disney bucks. You don't ignore that call. That's true. You don't ignore Snow Dogs. If Disney calls and they got money for you, yeah, you don't say no to that at all. But yeah, Cuba Gooding, I felt like he just sort of fell off. Like, but then if you saw the Trial of OJ, which was a Netflix series, he was phenomenal in that. That was the Cuba Gooding of old, playing OJ Simpson. If you watch the Trial of OJ on Netflix, Cuba Gooding plays OJ Simpson. It is amazing.
Oh, I should watch that.
David Schwimmer plays Kardashian, Robert Kardashian. Amazing.
Is it on Thai Netflix?
Yeah, because it's a Netflix original. Yeah, you if you haven't seen it, babe, you gotta watch it.
Okay.
It is out of this world. Hey, Lady Green says, "Sup, guys? Just want to say hi. You guys can't stay, but have a great stream. By the way, Dana, nice shiny dome. Thank you. Yeah, they get a little wax on there. Thank you, Lady Green." If you're going to make a movie based on a true story, then you need to prepare to spend lots of detail. Yeah, Dunkirk is.
Oh.
I saw Dunkirk was probably the last movie I saw in 70mm IMAX.
Yeah.
And then I also saw it at Scala on regular theater aspect.
Oh.
And so here's the thing. Usually it's like if you go to the 70mm IMAX, it's usually just a big projection. But Dunkirk was like what you see, like your field of view when you're watching it in the 70mm, is such a different experience than watching it at the regular cinema. Because for me anyway, when I watched it at Scala, it felt claustrophobic. Whereas you watch it on 70mm and you feel overwhelmed. Right? I remember watching it at IMAX and there's just so much going on. And like you think about, like, this is a movie where it's, you know, dogfights and planes and boats. So like you think about like all the stuff that needs to be controlled going around in the background, right? Like all the secondary in the scene, right? And it's like all on point. It's not like, you remember Braveheart where like the guys are fighting and they just stop and like in the background while the main fight's going on still.
Oh really?
Yeah, there's a few scenes like that made it into the edit, but in Dunkirk you don't have that. And so when you watch it in IMAX, like there's all this stuff going around. It's very immersive. Like it was probably the first time I saw an IMAX movie that I just felt like completely immersed in the movie, right? Because it's shot for that, and like you're really like sucked into it. But when you watch it in the cinema, because of the crop, it feels like really claustrophobic. Like you're in it's a different experience. Like you feel stress because you're in the cockpit with them. With Tom Hardy. with
You
Bane.
were in that time.
I was not in that time.
So that's how you feel. You have feeling with it because
But-
you were in that time.
But you feel like the stress of being there because it's so much tighter. And I think from the same perspective, like, I wonder, like, how much of that is the director's, like, when you talk about Nolan, too, right? His vision, like, does he see the movie in his head and, like, all right, IMAX is going to have this experience, but cinema is going to have this different claustrophobic experience? Is he thinking about that? Like, is he, like, on this kind of, like, multi-level thinking about what the storytelling is? Because it's completely different. The same movie, but a different experience across the two. And it was so wild to, like, again, because I remember watching it. We saw it in 70 millimeter together, and like it's so immersive and so like wow. And then when you see it in the cinema, you're just like completely different. Like the stress level's different for a different reason. It's so wild. Something unique. Hey, Stock, what's going on, man? Good morning to you, or good evening to you, right?
ใช่
Yamazaki's like high ground Florida man. Yeah, so man, I think about Dunkirk and like the detail to it. It's like it feels like Pearl Harbor by comparison is a Saturday morning special made on like a shoestring budget compared to something like Dunkirk. But also like you think about like so Pearl Harbor is a lot of special effects. Dunkirk is a lot of practical. Right? You can't get like not every director has the juice to pull practical effects like that, like a Christopher Nolan, right? Like everyone else has to rely on CGI, whereas Christopher Nolan can be like, all right, no, I need 300 planes.
Really?
Or I'm gonna need to blow up a Lamborghini for this scene. Like he can pull that because. Like, look, even Tenet, no one had any idea what Tenet was going into it. It's still open like number one, right? Because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. Everyone knows it's going to be amazing. Right? He doesn't need to make franchise movies.
I go there because of Robert Pattinson.
And he was awesome in it. But, like, and it was funny because a lot of people complained about Denzel Washington's son. I think
he's good.
Acting in that. I thought his acting was, like, spot on. I really liked for the character. I thought it was great. Yeah. But yeah, for me it's like the detail that goes into that, the way that you can pull it out is fantastic. Actually, you know what? I think it's on Netflix now. I don't know if you've ever seen it. It was a Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Have you ever seen that?
What's that?
It's a comic book movie from like the 2000s. I know how I'll get you to see it. Chris Evans is in it. He's not the main actor, but he is in it. So definitely, it's a
Did
great.
he take off his shirt?
He has a fight scene. I don't remember if he takes his shirt off. It was before he was Captain America, though.
Well, then not.
So maybe not as jacked.
Yeah.
Before he was on the special supplements to get jacked like Captain America. It's a fact, right? Like you don't get that big, that fast, naturally. What?
Go to gym. Have a trainer.
Yeah, no, not like that. Facts. But it's okay. He gets paid a lot to do that, so it should look like that. But yeah, it's, if you look at like that movie, like obviously a ton of CGI, but so good. A different style movie. Stuck says, I'm on Thai Res Island time, which makes me right on time. Damn right. Maybe even a bit early. Thai time.
You do Thai time more than me.
Maybe. Dunkirk on a small screen is cringe, especially the practical FX get lost in the small screen, unfortunately. Yeah, but I don't know if it's cringe, right? Like, it's a different experience. It's very stressful. It's claustrophobic. It makes for a different experience. But yeah, all the beauty of the practical effects and like what's going on in the background or on the sides of the cockpit are definitely lost on cinema. Versus the 70 millimeter version where you see this entire battle scene happening as background, right? Dogfights happening as like tertiary stories in the back that you don't even notice. I mean, it's a completely different animal altogether. Phenomenal, beautiful, different altogether. Well, I'm gonna wait for Frank's comment to pop up.
What is that?
It's about Chris Evans. Wait for it to pop up over here. But no, Frank's right. Actually, I think the whole chicken breast. I'll wait for this comment to pop up, guys. I can't see the screen. I really wish that. I really wish that StreamYard would be a little bit quicker. Here we go. So he did go to the gym. He did have a trainer. He ate chicken breast and brown rice 12 times a day. He also juiced up. Yeah. Look, I mean,
It's right.
but like, yes, like you don't get that jacked by not working. Like, you can't just take steroids and be huge, right? You've got to put in the work, or else everyone would look like Ronnie Coleman, right? They take like a couple shots and look like Ronnie Coleman, but you can't. You've got to do the work. I think the funny thing about every actor, there's like a clip, there's a video compilation on YouTube of every actor who's gotten jacked for a movie talking about how they ate chicken and brown rice. Like, oh, I just ate chicken breast and brown rice. Like Hugh Jackman's a great example. A dude's 50, and when he plays Wolverine, he's shredded. You don't get, like, you just can't do that naturally at 50. And Chris Evans, to get as big as he did, obviously you need some chemical supplementation.
Maybe he's real Captain America.
Look, there's not. Captain America took super soldier serum. He basically took steroids. Captain America's on steroids, right? Look, there's nothing wrong with that. If you're an actor, you're getting paid to portray a character, right? It's okay. You're not competing in a sport where you're getting an unfair advantage. Mm-hmm. You're doing what you have to do to look the way you need to look for a party.
How much do I have to pay you to do that?
To work out like that? You give me Chris Evans money and I'll get to that shape.
Well,
or what's his?
Maybe I pay Chris Evans direct. It's easier.
Alawa. So, but I mean, look, like this is the thing. Like you're not competing in the Olympics, right? A little THC would disqualify you from that. We found out, but if you're an actor, right, you're taking steroids, you're taking testosterone, you're taking clenbuterol, whatever it is that you're on to look the way you want to look, you're not cheating. You're doing the job. That's fine.
After the movie, do they have to keep taking it, or
so it
depends?
Like if you just do a cycle, right? Like Chris Evans isn't on testosterone replacement therapy. He's in his 30s, right? So he's just taking a cycle of steroids to get to where he needs to be. But like someone like Sylvester Stallone has been taking testosterone replacement therapy for 20 plus years.
Huh?
Yeah.
Huh?
Like 20 years ago, he got arrested in Australia for bringing human growth hormone in with him without a prescription. Yeah. Like he's been, and of course he took steroids when he did Rocky and Rambo to look like that. But,
I thought that's like he work out too.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, he works out all the time. Same with Arnold. Arnold took steroids. He admitted it when he was a bodybuilder. He had to. Right? You don't look like that otherwise, right? But you know, like again, they're not cheating. They're not competing as athletes anywhere. They're doing what they have to do to look the way they have to look. And like you couldn't work out as much as they do, and
How
recover in time.
much do I have to pay for a steroid to inject in you?
Not expensive.
Okay.
We can call Tony.
And then you go work out.
Yeah. That's the tough part. Anyway, yeah. So, yes, he did all those things and he took the juice. And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. It's overstuck in Florida. I have the high ground. I'm Zakian. You underestimate my power. I've heard Dunkirk is a good movie. I may check it out. I usually don't watch too many war movies. Yeah, Dunkirk is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Chris Evans, 2 super soldier serum took. Yeah. No, look, absolutely he did. Look, and Captain America is on drugs. America wants to be anti-steroids. Captain America, in the story, he's on the super soldier serum. That is steroids. He's taking some type of steroid. Probably mixed with a little bit of energy, whatever. Human growth hormone, steroids, testosterone. It's all good. It costs a lot of money to get in that kind of shape. It's a full-time job, and the calories would be... the food is where the cost is when you're training like that. Of course, like, the studio provides his trainers and everything, but to eat the way that, like, he would have to eat to look like that is the hard part. To put on that much muscle, to get that lean.
I think it might be boring meal.
And also, like, so, like, this is why, like, guys like Tony, who I know, Tony Huge, right, they eat a bunch of junk, right, because they can get calories cheap, right? Like, they go to the buffets and stuff here, but then there's a reason Tony's injecting himself with insulin and all this other stuff, right? Because they're not eating as clean as, like, say, a Chris Evans would have during his training.
Difficult.
Steroids and TRT will allow you to recover faster, put on bulk if you spend time in the gym, but it's hours a day and waking up every 2 hours to eat. So if you want to get huge, like if you just want to be like a better, fitter version of yourself, like just work out, you can take TRT or steroids and eat a better diet. Like don't eat double pizza for lunch. I mean, that's a starting point.
Don't eat 3 sticky rice.
Don't eat 3 sticky rice as a snack in between meals. Not that I do that, but so yes.
Like 4-pack of mama.
Yeah, don't
in the night?
Cook 4 packs of mama before you go to bed. But yeah, there's things to it, right? Like, and TRT is cheap enough, right? Like you can be on TRT for like $50 a month and get like a very decent boost to your testosterone level. It's completely affordable. Same with steroids are not that expensive either. So like you can do all of it.
But you have man boobs.
But if you don't take care of yourself, you would. And if you don't eat well, if you don't like really put in the work and eat well, you're gonna lose some of the benefit. But with your increased metabolism on TRT, you probably burn a lot of the junk. Seeing The Rock's eating routine is scary. You ever see The Rock's cheat day videos? Where he's like eats a dozen pizzas, like 50 pancakes, a cake.
Huh?
Yeah, like his cheat days.
And what about his like regular day?
His normal days, like, so usually The Rock, back in the day, he used to post his cheat days on Instagram. So, because when he's on a movie set, like, he looks the same, like, all the time. He eats, like Frank was saying, every 2 hours he wakes up and eats.
Eat what?
Chicken and rice, like brown rice.
I can do that.
No, but like a stupid amount of food. Like
I just need
like
seafood sauce.
Like 500 grams of chicken every 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah.
500 grams.
So 500 grams every 2 hours.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then sweet potatoes and rice and like no salt on any of his food.
No salt.
No. Too much retention. So like
I would say no.
So I remember Tony Huge did a video maybe 6 months ago about bulking, about like trying to add as much muscle as possible in like a 12-week cycle. And to do that, like the amount of, he was eating something like 8,000 calories a day.
Huh?
And then injecting insulin like with every meal.
Okay.
And then taking like all these other drugs that mess with your blood chemistry.
Huh.
Right, so he was trying to get to the point where like he could put on like mass muscle in like 12 weeks, like, but like not as much as he could.
Also.
Yeah, every day, like hours a day.
Okay.
Like he would go to the gym 2 times a day for 3 hours each time.
Oh, fine.
And then eat in the middle of his workout type of thing. He makes shakes out of chicken.
How can
boiled
he
chicken.
Eat during exercise?
He would just stop and like either drink a protein shake or eat something. So years and years ago, there was this bodybuilder who was famous named Rich Piana, who was trying to be like 350 pounds and jacked. And he was on all types of steroids and hormone and insulin and was eating like 10,000 calories a day.
What's your weight in pounds now?
285
Oh.
for me. But so Rich Piana ended up dying of complications from a lot of other things. Turns out he had an issue with opioids, I believe, and as well as maybe some other party drugs. And he was like 370 pounds when he died, so obviously a lot of stress on the body. But
Oh, he died?
yeah,
The guy you watch his video?
yeah, I used to watch Rich Piano. Yeah, I
Yeah,
used to watch
yeah.
his videos. Yeah, he died of
How old was he?
he was like 40 something, 45.
Oh.
But yeah, he had like issues with opioids. He had issues like he was 370 pounds. He had, been taking insane amounts of hormone and testosterone and steroids.
Maybe too much of many things in his body.
Yeah, and like he liked party drugs and like other stuff.
Maybe the party drug is the main issue.
Well, so he ended up, I guess like respiratory issues were a big part of it. So that's why a lot of speculation on the opioids and issues. Is that water, Ben? Can I have a sip? We can't share the straw. We live together. We can't share the straw. Oh, thank you. But yeah, Rich Piano was a great personality, great online personality. But yeah, The Rock's eating routine. And look, I mean, The Rock's 50-something, right?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's obvious The Rock is on all types of gear.
จริงเหรอ
Testosterone and steroids and,
ไหน
whatever.
แดก
But he's obviously, again, spending a lot, probably spends more time working out all day than I spend working all day. I mean, the guy, and his workouts are insane.
No, it should not. Oh, he's 49.
Okay. So I actually know someone who ran into The Rock at a gym in California. And he said The Rock comes in and no bullshit. His routine is no BS. He just comes in, does his routine, and like hits it hard for like 90 minutes and is done. But there's no talking or anything in between sets. He puts the headphones on, he just hits it. He said afterwards, like The Rock stopped, would say hi to people, talk to people, but during the workout, like don't even approach him because
Wow.
that's not what it's about.
So that's good. He just like, oh, you see his arm.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
You try to tell me something?
No.
Yeah, the additional boosters are good help. Beef it up. Otherwise, it's going to end up as sun-dried pork. Yeah, he's jacked. But again, like he's worked at that for. He's 49 years old. He's been working at that for 30 years, more plus. He's been lifting
Hard
weights
work.
since he was a kid. Yeah, and even when he was natural in high school, he was shredded. Like he looked great. At like 15 years old, he had an amazing body.
Wow.
Yeah. I probably ate 3,000 calories and no telling how much trans fat for dinner, but it was delicious. A typical American dinner.
He doesn't carry per meal. That's a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, anyway, guys, with that, I think we're going to wrap it up. It's 11:50. We've been going for almost 3 hours here.
Oh.
Yeah, it's lunchtime, so we got to figure something out for lunch here.
Rice and chicken.
Oh, you have rice and
Brown
chicken?
rice we have in the fridge.
Brown rice and chicken. Vegan
have
chicken.
to run to get chicken.
Vegan chicken.
The one that like on the what?
Oh, rotisserie.
Yes.
Are you going to order from Santa Monte?
I don't know.
Or the down the street?
I can eat fried egg.
Okay, I can fry an egg for you. All right, with that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Head out of here today. Thank you for rocking with us on this weekend recap, talking about the lockdown in Bangkok. Appreciate all of you.
Partial lockdown.
Partial lockdown. Partial, not a lockdown. Have a great day, great night wherever you are. And thanks again. Until next time, keep taking action. Make your ideas reality.